Like, it's long, but short, and then you've got whatever.
That's what she said.
That is what she said.
Episode 98.
Hey.
You're the only one here.
Yay. It's because I know how to read time.
Yeah, she showed up on time, and so we're starting without the rest of these losers. As you can see, we've got deer horns in the way, blocking us. This is the most unprofessional podcast on the internet. You can't even see the host, but that's fine. I'll be like the villain in Gadget.
You can't see.
Next time. I need a cat to stroke.
To just have in your lap. Just,
Yeah.
Where's your puppy?
Yeah. I don't know. Those kids, we got a mouse in here that the kids just love and are rooting for, but I'm like, don't. Like, Theo's tried to catch it to put it in a little terrarium.
Yes.
But those cats, man, they're gonna get him.
Yeah, our cats are funny. They're farm cats.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
are they outdoor, indoor, or just outdoor?
Outdoor, indoor.
Okay. Yeah.
But they feel.
So they bring you treats.
Yeah. But they also, like, if they see a mouse in the house, they'll be like, "Oh, hey, dude, you made it in here too? Cool."
Nice.
You know, like, I'm like, listen, if you were outside, you'd have him tore apart.
The last time we hung out, we had to cut it a little short.
Yeah.
So this could be a continuation. I don't even know what we stopped on.
I
mean,
really
we're
don't
talking about
either. I had to
probably how
bolt.
inappropriate you are on the internet. Something to that effect.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started. Facebook is really just a play. Like, people get on there and tell their personal business, and I thank you because it keeps me entertained.
Sometimes it's a little too personal, people.
You're
Like,
right.
some things you just shouldn't share
You
with the public
shouldn't
about your family. Like, the absolute idiocracy of some people on the internet just astounds me. It's
I
like,
know.
What are you doing?
It's like a train wreck, and you can't look away.
Yeah. But it's like veiled metaphor. Like, if you've been hurt, like a wife, it's talking about if you've been hurt by the one you love. It's obviously about your husband. Like, everyone knows this. Right? I've seen husbands and wives fight on Facebook. Like, I'm new to this thing. I didn't get on social media till like the tail end of 23.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how fucking evil it was.
Oh, it's a beast.
It's awful.
It's a horrible beast.
You gotta have some thick skin too, man.
You really do, because if you say the one wrong thing, 1,000 people will jump on you.
Trust me, I know. I lost friends over the Trump shit. Like, I lost a lot of friends over it. Like, people that were like, called me a fucking murderer and a ruined the country and a racist and homophobe, all that shit. And I'm like,
extremist.
You don't even know anything about me.
Yeah, because regular Joe Schmoes really make a difference. You know, I mean, like, we put our input out there.
We can vote, and that's it. That's all the power
That's all we got.
Unless we want to be an activist and spend our lives doing it and leave our kids to fucking fend for themselves. I'm a parent. I voted. I'm moving on. I'm being productive with my life, and I'm going to let the person I voted for cook and see how they do.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, every 4 years, that's all we're doing is guessing. You know, like,
Flip a coin.
Yeah, it's literally just a flip of the coin.
Yeah.
All of them are liars. Yeah. You know, some less than others.
I mean, I fully stand with and believe in Donald Trump. Like,
I
fucking love the man, but that's neither here nor there.
So I'm not really political. I'm in the center, kind of.
Yeah.
But
most people are, but because both sides, you have to agree with everything they say.
Yeah, see, that's insane to me.
It becomes a tribe. So you have to either stand with your tribe or you're a traitor.
Yeah,
right?
And see, and I don't understand that, because you can follow somebody and realize that, okay, well, they've got some bad ideas. You know, like, they've done all these great things. I'm not in support of this one, but I am still supporting the person. You know, like,
right.
It's people don't realize that you can vote for somebody or whatever and disagree with them.
I knocked this time.
Hello, lady.
You didn't need to knock. You needed to
up?
show up
Super
on time.
late.
But you knew I was going to be late.
You did. You told me. You told me you were going to be late.
They're smoking, so.
Okay, well, we're already rolling, so
Yeah.
you just...
You just
I need to
come
put
on
a
in.
drink in the fridge.
Yeah, do what you got to do. We've been talking shit about you for like 10 minutes.
I hope so. You guys want me to tell you the good stories? You don't even know the good stories, so can't talk too much shit.
Please tell me all the stories.
I didn't realize you were doing back-to-back episodes because you're coming on the 100.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I got pissed off at a buddy of mine. Replaced him.
I think he forgot he invited me to this one.
No, I mean, you're the one who started this.
Okay, I was going to say, yeah.
It was your name on the calendar. So the Manlanders, and then I went and back added plus story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is
Well, no, that's because, Saturday, Brandon was like, or this morning we were talking about it, and he's like, I mentioned something about you coming on Tuesday, and Brad was like, huh? I was like,
Okay.
I don't know if he knows or not, then shit.
I mean, after a certain point in the night,
That's
I'm
a good.
pretty sure
what's
that
going
point
on.
happened way before we got there.
oh, it did.
I could tell when we got here, when I looked at you, I'm like, oh, he's had some beers.
A couple of beers.
He's had a great day.
Dose.
Hey, that was a fun night.
That was a really fun night.
Deny
And I
that.
just want to tell
Did you
when
get invited to the bonfire?
Oh my God, here we go. I forgot she had little kids.
No, I just showed up.
Did you play drums for them?
No, not that
Oh,
night.
I'm about to get. Yeah, if you need an
No,
empty
look,
beer
I got a
drum on.
can. I'm not drinking beers today, but I have a can.
It was a fun night though.
But, and when we left, Dylan was like, I really like it out here.
Really?
Yes.
Aw.
So, he is super excited to come back and shoot guns.
No
So,
shit.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Well,
Yes.
See, man, everybody
So,
had a good
and
time.
he didn't even, like, when we were like, okay, come on, let's go. He's like, we're leaving? We're like, yeah, bud, come on, we're going to go home. He's like, okay.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna be
That's
super
awesome.
disappointed if he didn't
Well,
come. So I was
no,
like,
and
if he came
I-
out, I think he'd enjoy it.
I was scared because, like, when I told him, I was like, hey, we're going to go out to Brad's for a bonfire, and he really wants you to come with us. And he's like, okay, well, then he does this thing where he goes and locks himself in the bedroom.
To process it.
And
Yeah.
and then, like, usually what happens is when he comes out of the bedroom, he's like, well, I'm not really feeling it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really want to go. And so,
Yeah.
and he came out like 20 minutes before we were supposed to leave. And so I'm like, hey, bud, are you gonna, and he's like, yeah, I'm going. I was like, oh,
That's awesome.
Fucking right
I'm
then.
glad he did. I'll invite
so,
you
yeah.
next time.
Okay,
You
yeah.
can quit whining about it.
I didn't even know about it till after, and he was telling me, I was like, dude.
Now you had young kids. I've never met your kids. I need to see
That-
kids to like get a visual. I always assume people's kids are older than mine, just because like we started kind of late. So
Yeah,
people my age, I always assume their kids are older.
yeah.
Look who it is, Dave, the myth, the legend.
Dave, Dana.
I'm Dana. Hi.
How are you?
We're already rolling, Dave.
Bathroom?
Yeah, hit it.
Nice to
Hey,
meet you.
welcome. Find you a seat.
First one?
That's it.
Yes.
Can I sit next to y'all?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Whoa, what a man cave.
Welcome.
I know.
It is that.
It's like
This is
Yes.
really comfy man cave.
It is. I was looking at his stuff. I was like, I don't guess I've ever just sat in here and actually looked.
See, that's what I was doing when I was drumming on the can, okay?
Yeah.
I was just looking around
I
like,
know.
So you were
There's-
like multitasking, really.
sometimes
Entertaining
that
us.
happens. So there's little beats playing in my head all the time. So sometimes they just come out of my fingers.
This is the most white trash camera angle I could find. Like,
Look, there's a horn through my head.
oh yeah.
I have to sit close
Oh
to you,
my
or else you
gosh,
can't
Well, like,
see.
right?
here's
You
what
can't
You
happened.
see
can lick it without
Brad.
even touching it.
Here's what happened.
Oh, right, he's behind the horn.
I was gonna do 2 camera deal, and then like didn't get off work in time to really like do it, and I was gonna have Walt help me. They had to go to robotics. I was like, fuck it, I'm hanging it from up there, and you can see the horn, and it's gonna obscure me, and that's
That's
fine.
like Big
I
Brother
was like,
watching us.
it's
I'm
done.
gonna have to.
Hey,
not
just
try to
assume
get
everything
to
you
do-
say and do is recorded on these things.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
That's
yes.
why people are like, why are you talking to AI? I'm like, everybody, Chinese government's listening.
Oh
You
my
know what the
Yes.
coolest thing about it is though? When you're talking about something like that you don't know a lot about, then it picks up on it and you
And
get it on
it'll show you,
TikTok.
yeah.
Yes.
Or if
Start
somebody
getting
starts
ads.
selling something, like, or you sit next to someone and they say the word like horror, and you're like, oh, okay, never mind.
Right?
That's my favorite
All right,
part.
we got some crew here. Dave, your head is obscured by horn as well.
Okay.
You
Oh
need to
my
scoot, You need
gosh.
to scoot one way or the other, or just
Here.
stay within the horn.
Stay within the
This is-
horn.
This is
Okay.
what happens when you don't have a producer, folks.
Okay.
There you
Alright.
go.
Okay.
This looks like something out of the beginning of a horror movie.
I
Where
mean,
the poor podcaster people get murdered
I'm gonna throw my head
and
on.
deserve it because they're putting out shit like this.
it's all right. right. The 40 viewers will love it.
I know, right?
With Dave on here, we're gonna have more than 40 viewers.
One of those 40 viewers told me to upgrade my cameras one time. I was like, just because you said it,
I'm not gonna.
I'm never gonna do it. Even if it breaks, I'm just gonna go full audio. Yeah. I don't like being told what to do.
No, that's like being honked at a stoplight.
Never.
Well, now I've got to sit here till we're both dead.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is nuts. All right, let's go around the horn. Dave.
I'm Dave.
How many
I'm Dave.
pieces of merch do you have?
I
All of
don't.
them.
All of it?
It was all the
All
Dave
at once.
merch.
I've got to have Nicole make him a shirt, and
Are we
it's
recording?
hilarious.
What shirt?
Yes.
What would it say?
It's a meme.
It's okay. You
I'll
can
find
say
it while
fuck,
you're introducing me.
Yeah.
You can say all the curse words here.
So, Dave,
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, you can say whore, fuck,
Haven't
all
had
of
you on
them.
in bed. How things been going?
That's been going pretty good.
How's the comedy going?
I haven't. Whatever I do at the store is what I practice on.
Practice on those people coming in.
Yeah. See what works. See what doesn't work.
Yeah, you getting any
So-
material?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I'm Dave. I know Dave. I'm your ass. Okay, yeah. Oh, camera's way up there.
Way
You
up
gotta,
there.
like-
Get up there, Brad.
Man, this is like work. You
can't even see it.
Glow.
Little lower.
It's just a worm sticking out of the ground, and
See,
it's
this
got
is
his
epic.
Oh, it's
Fail.
both ends.
yeah. It's got both ends sticking out of the ground, and one's like, "Well, hello there, I'm Dave," and his butt's like, "I know, Dave, I'm your ass."
Oh, no.
It's a worm.
It's because it had Dave in it.
That's me. I'm a worm.
Have you written anything down?
Not lately. Not lately. I haven't been. I've been busy doing other things. So yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just hanging out. You good?
just, yeah, hanging out good. Yeah.
It's Dana.
This is Dana.
Dana.
You go by Dana.
Yes.
All right. What's up?
No.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
for
having me.
coming on.
It's great to see all of you today, honestly.
Good. Good. You know some of these ladies already?
I
or-
do.
Yeah.
We met outside.
We did.
Okay. So. Yeah.
We've been besties for a long time.
Yeah.
Seconds to years.
Seconds to years.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
It is. It is.
It happens. Landers and I were just talking about what an amazing time the bonfire was. That you were invited to.
Yeah, that I wasn't invited to.
Yeah, golly.
Were you invited?
No.
Oh,
No.
well, you don't.
Just me.
He doesn't have young
Rules.
kids. I was trying to find people with young kids.
Yeah.
That could, you know.
Yeah, he's. I'm invited to
That
the
doesn't
next
sa- that doesn't
bonfire. Better
sound
believe
good,
it.
though.
Doesn't like your kids.
He's never met them. If they're anything like her, I don't want them over here with my kids.
Well, no, but that sounds bad when you say, I only like people with young kids. You know what I mean? You take that out of context, and you're just, you're ruined. This might be the last episode.
That's the clip that you need to take out of this episode.
How to get canceled in 2 seconds.
He only likes young kids.
Yes. No, it's because I have young kids, people. You try and get,
Yeah.
you know, especially when they're homeschooled, you want them to meet as many
Right.
people as they can and really network out because you're not around the same group of kids every day, which,
Yeah.
you know,
Most of those kids in the school are
It's a good thing
assholes
to do.
anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably better that you can pick and choose the type of people that he's around, or that they're around.
well, I truly believe in the whole concept of you choose your family.
Yeah.
And I got to this at a really young age because both sides of my family were very dramatic. And there were a few key players in that, and it ruined it for everybody.
Mhm.
It was like, you can't have your foot in the water and not have the drama. You
Right.
either got to get out completely
Mhm.
or deal with the drama. And I chose to not deal with the drama,
It's a great
Yep.
way to explain it.
right? And so I've chosen my family. This is the people sitting on this couch, right?
Right.
It's the people who get invited to the bonfire.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So,
I see how it is.
no, that was a kid's event. Theo wanted to blow shit up, and he wanted an audience. Is what it
Yeah.
was. So like shit. It was short notice too. It was like literally wasn't.
What? No, he messaged me Friday at like 5.
Yeah.
He's
The
like,
day
hey,
before.
we're gonna burn some shit tomorrow night. And I didn't see it Friday, but I was also, where was I Friday? I was somewhere where I didn't have service. Oh, I was in Winslow. So I didn't have any service. So like Saturday morning, I get this Facebook message and I'm like, tomorrow night? Why the fuck are you burning shit on a Sunday night, Brad? And then I open it and I'm like, oh, he sent that yesterday. So I was
Yeah,
like,
it was
that's
put together
tonight.
quick,
Okay.
but it was fun. And we used to do that shit all the time, and then we just got out of the habit of it. But that's why we started Durham Fest too, was to get that, but, like
Right.
on a bigger level. Like I like to keep them smaller because even Austin told me, he was like, you invited me on, you didn't even talk to me. I was like, yeah, You gotta mingle, right?
Right.
Like you're trying to mingle around, but having boys out in the country, man, it's fun.
No, Brandon even said the other night at the bonfire, he's like, Brad did really good, circling the room. Like,
I try.
You did great.
I try my best. I try my best. So I've not met you yet. So where do you come from? Like what's going on over there?
So,
what are you into?
Wow.
How do you
This is
spend your
very
time?
intense questions.
Yeah, answer all of it all at once. Introduce yourself.
Only God knows. Is
Only
the
God
answer,
knows.
Right? So I'm originally from St. Louis, but I've been in Northwest Arkansas since I was like 6.
All right.
I've grown up on a farm my entire life. I'm an artist, musician, poet, stand up if you need me, social justice advocate, on the fly,
all of it.
rebel, rouser, leader.
All right.
If I don't like things, I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Then people are going to know it. That's really it.
I like the attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have an attitude.
How old were you when you discovered art? When you knew that was something?
Oh, before I could walk, there are pictures
Yeah.
of me as a baby painting, and then there are pictures of me, as a really young kid with scribbles all over me, standing like this on top of cabinets, like I own the place or I'm
Yeah.
demonic
You
or
went
some
goth.
sort.
You went goth. Oh, nice.
So yeah,
So
since I
you've
was little, always I think my mom was just, I don't know what it was, just I don't know if I was pushed to do it or I just loved it.
Yeah.
And my mom was just giving me those tools all the time,
That's
watercolor and markers.
Yeah.
And
It's a great way to express
having
yourself.
blue lips and a tongue for some pictures.
Yeah.
But when I was I've always been around color and
All right.
creative
I
tools.
trolled your Facebook page a little bit before you came on. I saw some of your artwork. It looks great.
Yeah, Instagram has the reveal, the art museum is what I call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
My little art museum.
You do good work.
Thank you.
I'm not educated on visual art. I don't know what's good and what's not.
She puts Picasso to shame. That's all I can say.
See, I'm
She
not a
can
big
teach
fan
him
of
a few
Picasso.
things.
Like, I
Who
don't
is?
get it.
But I mean, he took lessons. That's the only thing
Really?
I
say.
appreciate
So, yeah.
that. I'm an abstract
Look at
artist.
Dave kissing
Are
ass
you?
over there. My God.
He's been my number one supporter lately. This whole gas
He's a
station
great-
has been,
Yes.
honestly.
Hey, why do you think I have them on all the time?
Yeah, I know, they're
I
great
love these
people. I do
They
too.
got me through COVID, man.
Right. Well,
She did.
I'm at home in a pretty intense situation with drama, and my parents are in their 70s, and they're now my children, but they're not giving that power up to me easily. So
Yeah, that generation doesn't
this
like
gas
to,
station.
to yield. Yeah.
No, ruthlessly,
That's a
absolutely.
selfish generation, the boomers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
We don't-
absolutely.
We don't need to get into all
Disgusting.
that.
I
It's
hate
a,
it.
it's a heavy topic. But yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. I get it 100%.
Yeah.
So what do you play? So you played some music?
I sing, I rap, I sing the blues, I do piano.
You got kind of a husky voice. I bet you sound good singing the blues.
I've been screaming a lot.
Have
Oh,
you?
I
That's
have.
not your
I'm very
natural-
angry at some people.
That's not your natural voice?
And I don't usually scream at people. No, it's not my natural
Oh.
voice. I'm losing it.
Okay.
Because I'm losing it on some people, but at home, they don't know it. That's where I'm safe. It's like, okay, I don't have to hurt anybody. I just get to scream at the wall
Yeah.
and pretend it's you, and that's fine.
Well, there's, what do they call it? Primal scream therapy.
Yeah,
You
it
know
really
that?
is. Yeah, you
John
gotta
Lennon
let it
used to
out.
do that.
I yelled in the I was screaming, yelling in the office one day, and nobody was in the store, so I didn't realize they could hear me. No, they were pumping gas, and they were like, "Are you okay?"
Wait,
No, I'm not.
You screamed like at where?
Just in the office.
Inside? The
Yes,
office?
inside the office, inside the store.
Thinking you
Nobody
were
was.
What are you
safe.
doing to walk-in?
I know. I don't want to get cold though.
Hey,
That's
I
what
gotta
you're
ask you a
supposed to
question.
scream.
Did you make that natural light appear in the shelves? Did you do that? For
No, I didn't. But so our beer guy. Did you tell somebody else? It was written down. Did you tell
Me? I
me?
thought yes. I said,
Okay, then
I said,
yes.
what would it take to get Natty Light in here?
Yes, it was me.
Well, I was
If
like,
it was,
I was like, I could save so much time going to Harps if I could just get Natty Light at 16. And I told her, I was like, can you get Natty Light in here? And you wrote something down. And then I went in there yesterday or whatever it was I saw you, Dave, Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, there's Natty Light in here.
yeah.
I'm gonna get me some.
Somebody said it. I wrote it down,
Well,
so
thank
somebody
you.
told them. You're
That's a true
welcome.
blessing.
You're welcome.
I
I
mean
really try to make the customers happy. So if you come in and
Goddamn.
you
I
are
mean,
going
you
to buy it and you
Unless
want
you
something
like something
specific,
that they quit fucking selling.
Like what?
not that now that
happened,
is
Amanda?
Coke's
I
issue,
know,
not
it's
mine.
Coke's issue.
It's a Smart Water issue. They don't have her cucumber lime.
What a fucking princess. Get you a goddamn cucumber and squeeze it in the water. Jesus
She doesn't
Christ.
sell those either.
Hey, go to Dollar
Have
General.
to go to Dollar General to get those.
We have the Taj Mahal of Dollar Generals with the
I'm
market
telling
and
you.
the
Oh my
fresh
gosh.
food. We were so lucky. I was like,
Were.
I almost cried. I was just like, I don't have to go all the way to Farmington or Town.
I know.
Yes.
I hate it, but I use it so much.
Right.
The Dollar
Do
General.
you really?
But
you
listen-
traitorous
But
bitch.
listen,
I
here's the
know.
thing. Here's
It's
the
just
thing.
so freaking close.
Here's the thing, though. If you can't get it at the general store, you're not taking anything away from them.
That's
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 true.
also what
That's
I've
true.
said because people will be
So-
like, "You're here," and I'm like, "Listen,
I did.
I
I told her
can't
that the
get
first time
this
I
at the
saw her.
store."
Fucking traitor.
I wanted to talk to Taylor this afternoon. I was like, well, I kind of need to go to Dollar General to get some candles. So I want to see if she's working. And she were already home, and I was like, fuck it. I'll get the candles another time. You know what I mean? I'm like, I didn't because, it's part, like, I'll just go, like, 'cause I work from home on Mondays and Fridays. Like, I'll just go up there and just get a Coke just to say hi, what's up?
Yeah,
Right.
it's
You know,
a
and that's,
Same
I
great.
did that during COVID, and, like, that was one of the only connections I had.
Yeah.
Was going
Yeah.
to 16 because I went there every day for harmful things to my health. And
Like I was a stay-at-home mom for 8 years.
were you
So-
really?
Yes.
Did I
Well, that's
know
That's
that?
hard.
intense.
I did it for a year, and I was like, "Fuck these
Oh
kids."
my gosh, the
I
flu
gotta
balls
go back to
started
work.
closing
I
in.
see Amanda
And
toughing
I'm-
that one out.
And I'm not really an extrovert. It's just that that's my safe place. So I get to be an extrovert there. And if I don't like you, I can make you leave. So I get to meet the community, it's my way of connecting to the people.
Mm-hmm.
And, in a safe environment.
Yeah.
And so that's really, I love connecting with y'all as much as y'all love coming in and hanging out with
Yeah.
me.
Well, it's cool that you do the pod. I mean, a lot of people would not want to do it.
I had to push myself out of my comfort zone.
Oh, the first 40 minutes of your first episode are awkward as fuck.
Until the edit.
And easy now.
No, that was like my second or third one.
Then all of a sudden she just starts having fun. It's like, all right, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Have you ever done a podcast before?
Sort of, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was like more of like a,
She's about to say professional.
I
Did
would
you hear
Say it. Just say it.
It was like a tarot card reader professor.
Oh, really?
Oh.
But he was talking about what I knew about spiritual books, and so I brought in some spiritual books.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's go down this
Yeah.
rabbit hole.
We can. I know a lot.
So you do
We
tarot?
really
Do you know
love
how
it.
many cards with you? Do you?
I actually had a feeling to bring them, but what I have is what I call the military makeshift tarot deck, where you cut a bunch of index cards up and write everything down, and then you put it in a shoebox, and you shake it up, and then you pick. And I've talked to people who also have tarot decks, and I was like, can you pull some cards so I know that this makeshift military tarot deck in the trenches that I have, because I'm not going to the store for this anymore, because
You're not supposed to buy them.
I
anywhere,
rip
are
up my
you?
tarot decks because I get very angry at them for their answers. And so I ripped up 3 or 4 tarot decks where I'm just like, no, we're done here. I'm making my own.
So hold on. So what don't you trust about it?
I don't like the answers.
Well,
I just there's tarot decks with like pictures of animals, and then there's tarot decks with like just random there's different pictures and symbols, and then you have the original tarot deck, which is like, the old school.
yeah.
And so there's moments where I'm just like, no, I don't like you anymore.
But what
enjoy-
are the answers? Like, I don't understand
What are the
tarot
answers?
at all.
Okay, so
Can you
tarot.
explain it to me?
Yes. So what I like to say and explain is that basically tarot cards are more of an insight to a situation for inspiration and closure or clarity.
Okay.
And so, say for instance, you're asking a question and you get the Sun card, which is usually a yes. But I've had moments where I have multiple tarot card readers, and I'm like, okay, love life, right? Everyone wants to know about their love life. Well, I pulled King of Cups. My friend pulled King of Cups. Another man pulled King of Cups. So that's what I look for in tarot is where's the synchronicity and what's
Where do things converge on?
yes.
Yeah.
And so I test my deck, which is why I get mad at it because it tests me too.
Right.
Yeah, it does. It's like kind of hand in hand, but I definitely more interpret myself to like God, what's going to happen if beyond this, the cards and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've had things come true.
Let me ask you this. So
Really?
as an artist, do you write music at all? Have you ever written? You're
Yeah.
an artist, so you connect with something spiritually when you're doing a piece of art, right?
Yes. Emotionally, yeah.
That's what's giving you the idea. I mean, it's not like it's not just coming out of your brain. You're connecting to some creative energy.
Yeah, I call it being an action artist.
Okay.
You get that feeling and you take the action towards
Yeah.
expressing it.
And that opens up what I call the ether,
Yes.
which is this
Nice.
magical force. It's like the force, right?
Yeah.
You can tap into it by putting energy and work into it.
Yeah.
And then you kind of feel that kinetic energy. Is that part of tarot? Or is this something totally different?
Because your energy's supposed to pull the card,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Is
let's
it the
just say
same
this:
kind of
when I've been
energy?
angry at someone when I'm painting them, like an ex-boyfriend, I've taken a bat to the canvas, and ripped stuff up. I've done that with tarot cards, so I couldn't say that they're not the same because I'm getting a reaction, and it's very emotionally fulfilling. But at times, I think we do need to get a blank slate,
Yeah.
Right.
and so there's
Fair
moments where I've used tarot cards, and I'm just like, next.
There's other kinds of decks other than tarot too.
Yes.
My friend Katie's got some kind of deck she
There's so
uses.
many.
Yeah, like, do you believe in it? Like,
Yeah. It's scary accurate.
you think it's legit?
I think that things change very quickly, and that's why people don't find it reliable.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Like people change their minds.
Butterfly effect, kind of.
Well,
Yeah.
every single event. I mean, you go up the driveway a certain way, and the ruts are going to go this way, and that. I mean, everything has.
Now we found him coming in.
Yeah. I'm glad you made it up,
Yeah.
Dave. You have to carry her on your back.
I would have, yeah.
I know you would.
I would have gone barefoot. Honestly, I can handle the rocks. But...
Dave, you're like a goddamn soldier.
He really
Yeah.
You need to get a yellow. Next time you come on, just get you a yellow T-shirt and just have you rip it off.
I'll do that.
style.
Hulk style, yeah.
I'll do that.
I know you would.
I will.
I feel like I can count on you, Dave. I feel like you're a guy that I could be like, hey, dude, there's a gang of pirates over here trying to steal my shit. Can you
Yes,
come-
he is.
Can
He's
you
your
come and help
dude.
defend my family, and Dave would just be here?
I'd be
Dave
there.
would show up in his Spartan outfit with shield, spear, and all.
I do feel like Dave.
Yeah, I
Dave,
He
do.
does.
Dave exudes loyalty.
I know. Have you seen the picture?
I saw him on Halloween.
I didn't see him on Halloween. I want to see.
It was what, 2 years ago, 3 years?
I
Definitely,
don't
probably
remember.
3
I
years
just know
ago.
I saw him that day.
It was fantastic.
Oh, was that funny? I was 299 men short of a phalanx. Okay?
No, we got a snort. We got one. Can we get another?
Just give it a
Oh
minute.
gosh, I forget I did that.
I just kinda
A phalanx is the marching stance or the fighting stance of the Spartan. soldier.
Where they
Okay?
take all their shields,
And
surround themselves, and then they have little holes where they poke out.
yes, exactly.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
We just
was that
went
I
a level
know.
deeper, people. If you could see my face and it wasn't blocked by a fucking deer antler, maybe Amanda could play some deer can drums.
Look, you're not even blocked by a deer antler. You're
just
completely
heads.
off the screen.
I just need a
This is your
cat.
show. We gotta be number one.
No. I'm not the star of my show. It's not about me.
Okay.
I'm just here to
That's good.
drive because sometimes y'all want to go off the road a little bit. And we can get off a little bit, but sometimes let's
Just keeping us out of the ruts.
Yes. I'm trying
There
to
we
just
go.
keep us out of the ruts and not get canceled.
This show's very politically incorrect.
It is.
That's why I'm
You
here
haven't
today.
been canceled yet. We're fine.
Well, nobody knows about it. We got 40 viewers. And so this is like 5% of the audience in here right now. But no, we've hit Kurt Seifert's episode got 500 views, man. I was like, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
And yeah. Anyway, no, the wild thing about I gotta tell you a story before I forget it because we're going down rabbit holes all over the place. So I'll never forget meeting your daughter for the first time, and it was at 16 General. And
oh no, my kid is pissed. She's like, I don't understand why he wants to talk to all of y'all. Y'all aren't even the cool ones. It's me. I'm
no,
the cool one.
so I just randomly encountered the Landers family
Yeah.
at 16 General, and their daughter's with them. I've not met the daughter, and I said, "Who is this young lady?" And she answers for herself. She goes, "I'm the only one of the family you won't have on the podcast."
She's 15.
The
I
audacity.
said, "You're 15. That's a liability. That puts me in a lot of danger."
Turn 18.
I was like, "Call me when you're 18, and we'll talk." But then my next encounter with her is at the bonfire you weren't invited to. We were out
Rubbing it in.
We were outside, and she comes up and she goes, "I think I'm almost as tall as you." And I'm looking down at her like,
I'm looking down at her.
like, "What are you talking about?" And she goes, No. Somebody get a camera. And somebody got a camera.
It was your camera. You gave it to me.
Was it my phone?
Yeah, it was your phone.
Yeah, and it's her. It's me looking at her like this, and her going, like, "Yeah, I'm probably losing this. I probably was wrong." And she's like, "There's
like
a
4
head."
inches. Yeah, there's.
No, yeah, it's a head.
Yes.
Blink. But anyway, no, she's a fun kid.
Oh, she's.
In
Yeah.
3 years.
She puts the FU in fun. Oh, show.
Believe
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
That's my kind of
Oh,
kid.
show. Listen, I wanted to raise a kid that the world was going to be a little afraid of. I think I fucking did it. So.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Well,
You have to have another one of those, would you?
Hell yeah.
yeah, absolutely, brother. Sorry, I should have offered you one.
She's
Help
fucking
you
do I
out.
get to have
scary
one
as
too?
fuck.
Let me get you a koozie.
Alrighty.
Taylor, host the show for a minute. Let me get it.
Hey, Dana
Oh.
wants
That's
a
an
beer too,
awful
bro.
lot of responsibility for me.
Can I get a beer
He's not
too?
even listening.
Yes.
Ta-
yeah, let me get all
My
your-
cerveza.
Taylor, I'd like to buy a vowel.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
I was actually
Hey,
telling
Dave, can we
somebody.
speak down a little bit?
That's why I keep dropping
Yeah.
up on the coffee table.
You're,
I'm not
You
even
can't even
fixing
reach the coffee table.
sorry, I'm like,
Damn
That's
it.
good. That's good.
Oh, there we go.
oh.
Corner
Take
my
my
shoes off.
That's very
Are you
smart.
taking your shoes off?
No, I'm not gonna take my
I'll
shoes off
take
because
mine
I'm
off if
afraid.
you-
I got these new shoes and like I feel like they make my feet stink. I don't like
Who
them.
wants
Oh,
a beer?
man.
Who
Oh, they're
needs a
super
I've
comfortable.
worn my
but-
socks and my Crocs
need
earlier,
Thank
so I know my
Oh,
feet stink.
right.
beer?
I need a beer to calm my nerves.
I don't need a
beers
beer.
if you need one.
I'm not drinking
Well, I'll
it.
just leave them there, just in case. I've always got bonus beers. Like
Like
sometimes
bonus beers.
it'll be late Sunday night, and I'm like, fuck. I've only got 2 beers left, and it's only 8:30.
That means it's bedtime.
No. That means I got.
So we all cheers.
That means,
Oh,
oh
cheers.
yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers to everyone who
Oh, here, cheers with my
Cheers
water.
to my
Cheers.
Sprite.
Chosen family. Put it on a T-shirt, Nicole. Chosen family. But no, I'll start freaking out. It's like I got 2 beers left in 3.5 hours. Like I can't do that. It's like, oh, I got that secret 15 slicer in the car. It's warm, but it's good, man. And then the night continues.
There you go.
Yeah, my past self is usually thinking of my future self.
Yes.
He takes care of me.
Listen, yes.
He does. He
What a
does
great
indeed.
timeline.
Yes.
So how did you hook up with this rowdy ass gang?
Oh, I would have to say God himself in
Wow.
some way pushed me to, well, the truth is that I'm just going through a really hard time and I don't want to be overexposed. And so I go to Lake Weddington to be alone and find solitude. And Country 16 was just, it felt like home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I kept coming, and I met you and you
Yes.
and everyone there, and then I didn't stop because I was just like, this is what's getting me through the week. Like, I go here, I
Wow.
get smiles, because at home I don't get smiles. You know?
So 16 generally is a magical place.
Absolutely. Well, it's blessed. Even some of the stories that Dave has said, like, this is
Yeah.
what I handled today, I'm just like, oh my
You know,
God, go you, dude.
You guys know this story. You don't, but like Durham's first album cover was done in the upstairs loft. The Flannery family owned that building in
I haven't
early
been
2000s.
upstairs.
Yeah,
No.
but he did the
Storage.
artwork, that very top left corner
Take a
up there.
picture for it.
that was done upstairs in that building. So yeah, I used to go up there and check it out as he
You
was
said the
working on it.
painting?
No, it's the one above the painting and to the left, the one that's
With
got
the
body
body,
hanging.
the
Okay,
red body up
yes.
there in the
Body.
very top
Yeah,
corner.
William
Okay.
Flannery did that, I believe, in 01.
Oh.
Or no, it was a little later than that. It was like 03 or 04. But yeah, that building's always been special to me, and still is.
I also met somebody today who wasn't Flannery, but owned the store.
Oh, really? Well, that place has been there since I was a kid. I mean,
Yeah,
I knew a guy named Greenlee that owned it one time.
What was it back before it was a
Highland.
Highland.
Highland? That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that gas station on the corner of Double Springs and 16.
One stop.
What happened to that?
That guy, he owned the one out in Hawkeye too, the Hawkeye Mall. It was the same
Hawkeye
guy. I
Mall.
think his name
Rex.
was like
Rex.
Billy.
Rex
no.
is his name.
Was it?
Rex. I don't know his last name, but his name's Rex.
Maybe
Speaking
it
of
wasn't the
Hawkeye.
same guy then, because I swear this guy had two names.
Well, he probably had a last name.
Well, no, like Billy Bob or like Billy Joe, and I don't think it was Rex. So I may be remembering
Or
wrong.
it could have been Fido. I don't know, but I'm sure it's
So,
Rex.
but yeah. So, what, Brad?
Anyway, are you done with your little...
Done.
Have you all...
Chosen family.
Even when you choose them, it's wrong. Terrible judge of character.
Well, luckily you can choose again. Right?
Right? You just keep picking. Sometimes you got to kick people out. I mean, that's
Yeah,
that's
okay,
the
you
truth.
sit over here.
They're not
Change
your
spots
real
with that
family
person.
here,
Right,
you know,
right.
but they're chosen.
They're kickable.
I chose you, I can unchoose you.
That's true.
That happened to me more times than I can say.
Okay,
But
that's
no, I really believe in
You're
that
so
sentiment though of chosen family, because it's like, why do
Oh,
you have
yeah.
to spend time with these people that you
Just because you
cannot
sh-
stand just
yeah,
because you're
you
blood
share
related,
Yeah.
and you stress out about it, you get anxious about it, you have a miserable time anyway, and then there's drama afterward.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Right.
why do that?
Yeah, just create a tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Create
no,
your own
your own
tribe.
tribe.
Yeah,
And I think that's what Jesus did.
yeah. That's what he
Like,
did.
no shit. I think he created his own
But
family.
he chose wrong too because he chose Judas. And
Yeah,
so
but-
then he had to kick him out.
How can you? Yeah.
So we can all relate to Jesus though, right?
No. But so that's like we were saying earlier. Sometimes you choose wrong.
Right,
You think-
exactly.
you think you can trust somebody, and then you get stabbed.
Yeah,
in the
but
back.
Yeah.
Jesus knew Judas was going to do that as part of the grand master plan.
Jesus was like, I'm going to put myself up on that cross. They think they're going to do it, but it's mine.
Yeah.
It's my decision.
All right, that's probably really.
So I got to bait Judas into doing it because he wants silver. He wants money. So yeah, you got to figure that. I mean,
He needed a Judas.
he needed a Judas.
We should have had two
Jesus
cameras.
was all about
I should have-
sacrificing
I should have done
himself.
the time, 'cause you got to see faces. The production level of the show needs to step up. Like, it's been on a 1 for a year.
Where's Caitlin?
Well, she's back. I'll just put it that way.
Well, I know she's back. I seen her on the
Yeah, she had
announcement
You seen her?
episode.
Where'd
Yeah.
you sing to her at?
On the
Had
announcement
podcast.
episode with you and Nicole.
Oh yeah, she's back.
She
I mean,
Caitlin, Brad needs you.
I just needed more time to set up 2 cameras, and I need another extension cord.
I mean,
and-
we were all late. I don't know why you didn't
Yeah,
just
I
take the
don't know why I
time.
didn't fucking.
Yeah, the ruts messed us up. You had time.
because
Yeah.
I showed up on time.
You should have helped him then.
I think I had just gotten done with it, and I was pretty damn frustrated.
He was. I could hear him cussing whenever I was walking into the building.
Lying.
That's
Son
funny
of a
too.
bitch.
You see
So
now.
Dana, okay, I gotta ask you. This is probably not a good question for a podcast because it's esoteric and probably will last forever. But
I can handle it.
what is God to you?
Oh, goodness.
See,
Oh,
So, in hindsight, God is not the name we've given him because it's God, Buddha, Bob, the subgenius, Allah, etc., 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 Yahweh, Yeshua, etc., etc. I believe God is a higher consciousness, a higher energy on this planet that holds us accountable.
Fourth-dimensional or higher?
Every dimension,
Or all of it?
everything.
All
So
of it.
like how I say to people, this is what I tell people, and like teenagers when they're like kind of messing up. I'm like, we live on a world, okay, where everyone knows about heaven and hell and that we're being judged right now for our actions. And what you do is seen, and it's held accountable by the unseen spirits on this planet. So whatever you do
Yeah.
comes back to you because it is seen.
Well, it's part of positive
karma
and
and
negative
dharma.
energy, right?
Yeah.
Like if you put negative energy out in the world, negative energy tends to come
Right.
back to you.
Yes.
Whereas if you continually positive, that pays forward somehow universally through what I call the ether, right?
Yes.
The universe.
But also, I think that, we've heard it all before.
I ate some popcorn.
Whether dead or alive, everything will be found out.
Right.
Like you kill somebody,
Yeah, the truth.
20
eventually
years down
comes
the
to
line,
light.
the bones are found. You know what I mean? Like, so no matter what you do on this planet, God or whatever this,
Yeah.
higher consciousness is holding you accountable. And I've asked God for things, answers, signs, and I call it God. You can call it whatever you want. Heck, it could be the tree outside your house telling you that you're a good person every day.
Right.
And that's more Wiccan, the natural trees and the elemental kind of practices. But I believe that it's just God is just, he knows all, he sees all, and he connects all. And he holds everyone accountable. And he makes dreams come true, but he also holds hell accountable, hell on earth accountable. And he tries to make things better. So, like, I tell people you don't want to meet God. Because when you meet God, it means you're really in trouble. Or you're in danger. And he's got to get you somewhere. And then if you don't know God, be thankful you have a house, you got kids, food. You don't need them. You don't need them. God's already set you up. You know what I mean? So to me, God is just a constant well worker, miracle worker. And he works through us. Like, we can co-create with him and coexist.
But you used a lot of different names to use across the board for God. Obviously, different religions have different names. You believe it's the same entity?
Absolutely.
It has to be.
Yeah,
Right,
heaven
so-
and hell is spread throughout. And
Yeah.
just the...
I think it's just
Yeah.
the same beings, different names.
Okay. So,
And
but-
there's
so-
a sense of
different culture.
righteousness to it all.
Well, are you a Christian? Like, what is your?
I
How
grew
would you
up-
define your? Like, do you believe in the resurrection?
Personally, I'm not I'm not one to talk about that much. I grew up Episcopalian. I was
Right.
an acolyte. I was a torchbearer. I went to Camp Mitchell on Pettigene Mountain for 16 years. Did counseling assistant. Went to choir camp for a week for the Arkansas Interfaith Choir Camp at Subiaco when the boys weren't there, and we would take over the dorms and ride all over the bunk beds and do crazy stuff. But I think I don't necessarily think that that's what's most important today, which is what Episcopalians really focus on, is more reason.
Right.
So whenever we got the Bible story of, the resurrection or the mustard seed, we would sit in youth group. How do we apply this to modern day?
Right.
And so we would but I don't really look at those moments as like, I guess my work with God is different. It's more spiritual than
Yes.
it is more about him
Yes.
and Jesus.
And that's the problem with the church. I think a lot of people have is it's this very strict, rigid kind of bureaucracy.
Yeah.
It's like a
God's
It's
wild.
like a gateway, not a gateway, a gatekeeper to God. It's like you got to go through this bureaucracy. And I thought Jesus put all that aside. Like, I'm a direct link now.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't understand that churches are hospitals for sinners and not museums for saints.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
And I did not come up with that.
That is
But
a
people who are
good
truly
one.
guilty and sick are there praying, and that's why the rich
Yep.
people are there.
4420.
Or they try to get
Fucking
there.
cheers on that.
Sorry.
Right.
And I've been through it all because I've watched everyone.
That on a t-shirt, man.
And
Yeah.
and I'm a woman of God, but I don't
Nicole
need
is
to
on
be
it
there. I
already, I'm
confess.
sure.
Sure, Nicole.
I'm sure there is a t-shirt out there, but it's unfortunate. But I think people forget that, that every Sunday there's confession, there's prayer, there's communion, because there's hell out there. They need it.
They need it.
They need it. And people who go and they pray and they don't want to talk about it, go to church. I think that's kind of the, they don't want to talk about their sins, but they know. But as God's world, He has led them there to
Is that-
shepherd them.
Where the tithing comes
And
in.
they're not, but they're the sheep of the shepherd. So they themselves, I just think it's a more of a healing spring, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like, if I've sinned, we've all sinned. We've all done something
Absolutely.
stupid.
Oh yeah.
And then, I'll be like, I'm so sorry, God. And then there's moments where I'm like, maybe I should go to church. church. Like, I need to be around people,
Yeah.
and I need to confess, or I need to do
That's
something.
actually a really good explanation. I mean, I get it.
I'm more of a missionary worker,
Right.
and I work with the spirituality of like healing kids through music and art and that love, that unconditional love that God has.
Well, that is
Be
what
yourself,
God ultimately is.
make your
right? Is
dreams come
love.
true.
I mean, I
Yes.
believe that frequency of love.
Yes,
And that's why
what
I
I
feel
was
like-
raised on. God. That's
it-
what God is to me. He's unconditional love.
Yeah.
Even
and
to
a lot
people
of-
who have
and-
messed
and
up.
how many people do you know in your life that you really have that from? On true unconditional love. A lot of people don't even have it from their parents. Right? Like it's
Animals
a precious thing.
are
Yeah,
huge.
yeah. But like,
Country 16 store.
yes.
Because I can say anything and and be met with that energy of like, I'm accepting you. And I think that's real unconditional love, is that no matter what you do, I'm going to treat you the way I feel about you, and that's love. So like, I think that's just unconditional love, is just truly accepting somebody for everything, their flaws
Well,
and everything.
the problem is you've got stuff like greed, right? I mean, and it ruins. I think that's the worst of them all, is greed.
Yeah.
I think it really pierces the heart in a way that is uncurable.
Sad. Yeah. I've been around greed a lot. It's hard to exist
Yeah,
there when you love
It's-
and you're selfless
yeah.
and you're
yeah.
a giver.
Yeah.
Dave, can you top that explanation of God?
God don't talk to me.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Because I came into the store and told me that God was telling you to help me,
Yes, he did
and
say that.
and he didn't know what was going on then. And but real quiet. And that's where I think God is, because he's like, God, well, this woman ain't gonna talk to nobody. I'm gonna tell you. You better watch out for her.
Yeah.
So you do talk to God.
Yeah.
He does talk to God. He's like,
Yeah, I think he delegates it out through a spirit guide, because I don't know what God's voice really sounds like. So I think he delegates his authority.
Sounds a
That
lot
makes
like
so
Dave,
much
doesn't he?
sense.
I mean, he's a busy man.
That tops me right there, I think.
I don't think that tops me.
Yes, I do.
No, dude,
Because
no.
I know that, but I couldn't articulate that.
Well, I could, because I know what he's doing. He said, "Hey, go talk to Dave and tell him this," and he don't get it. Just drill it into it gets to his head, because he's kind of thick sometimes. So don't knock him around, and he'll understand eventually. So that's he makes. The spirit guides are the trench warriors. They're in the trenches doing the dirty work. They're doing the conversions. They're the ones doing slapping Dave around.
Well, and they're the ones healing heroin addicts, which is and alcoholics, which is where the church should be. And that's where Jesus was. He was in the bars,
Yeah.
or in the bars,
Yes.
giving ale to the people suffering.
Yeah,
So that makes sense.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Taylor, what do you think God is?
I don't know. God, straight up. I don't know.
I would rather have that free will of just like I get to
I-
decide.
Well, I don't think the human mind we can't even really comprehend. It's like, as 3D beings, right? We live in the third dimension. We can comprehend the second and the first dimension. We can recognize straight lines, flat spaces, right? It's hard for us to even conceive of the fourth dimension.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
would the
Which
fourth
is a
dimension even-
tesseract, right? Like, it's hard to even conceive of that. And so, if you level up when you die and go into a fourth dimensional being or whatever, where time is not measured the same way, it's all at once. Like it's a thing we can't even grasp.
The infinite possibilities.
But that's just one dimension up.
Yeah.
They say there might be 11 or 12. So how can the human mind even grasp what God is? I don't think we can.
Well, because we can. See, half our temp load on this side, everything that we think of comes from the right side of our brain. The left side's loaded with nothing. So God left it open for something. When you get up there, I'm going to put that in there, and you'll know it.
Maybe.
Maybe. He ain't done with us yet.
Yes, I heard that the other day. They said when shit's hitting the fan, things are not done, and I was like, "That's nice," because every time I think that something bad's happening, I'm like, "I'm my life's over,"
Yeah. I'm
But
just
I
not
mean-
super spiritual.
Really? At all, huh? No desire to be?
Not really. I mean, I grew up in a Christian home. I'm
Yeah.
not Like I don't.
Well, I don't associate
Disbelief.
Christianity with spirituality. by
Well,
any means.
okay, so I guess I am spirit, but I'm not
Spirituality.
Christian.
Religious. You're
Yeah,
not
there-
religious.
I'm not religious.
Oh.
I have no religious in me.
Neither am I. Religion is a control factor, a mechanism.
Spirituality is
Right.
where it's
You
at.
don't
Yes.
need it. It's unneeded.
So I.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's about that. But I also,
Moneymaker.
yeah, there's some good churches where you need people want fellowship.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you explained earlier in your
And I've had that. I mean,
your masterful quote. I can't remember it, but
museums are hospitals for sinners, not. Oh wait, museums. Churches are hospitals for sinners, not museums for saints.
There you
yes,
go.
There we go. There we go.
And I
know-
did. I'm not quoting that. That was not mine.
And David
when I
should know
found
she's
that,
a saint, so. You might
you
say.
shh, we don't tell people that.
Amanda, do you have a particular stance on it? Like, do you?
It takes one to know one,
I
Dave.
mean,
Okay.
I'm spiritual, but I'm not. I don't agree with churches, and
I don't either.
especially like mega churches, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the little 10, 20 person fellowship church
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is just a small church and
Cowboy
they're helping
churches.
each other and
Well, it
like
becomes a status symbol at some
those-
point.
What was
I
that
like-
one church that was real big that they opened up on 16 and then they had to move across street?
Cross
Brand
church,
new. Oh, Cross Church.
Cross
Yeah.
church,
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't,
and now they own the whole corner over there.
I don't understand that. To me, that's.
Yep.
I never been there, but I
No, and
just.
I'm pretty sure isn't that one of the churches where there's not even a pastor there. It's
I
like
don't know.
It's like piped in because I want to say Cross Church is Ronnie Floyd's. That was his church, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I
Up
don't
in
know.
Springdale.
I went to First Baptist when he was a superstar a few times. He's out there with his microphone and he's got little handouts you got to follow along with. Everybody thought he was God, and I didn't get it. You had, the power team
Yeah.
come in and walk on nails and
See,
stuff.
I never heard of that cross church. And
It's
that.
all showbiz.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
all show.
Yeah.
Theatrical,
Dude
very
was a
dramatic.
helicopter. He was always
Yes.
promoting a book on 700 Club, and it was just gross. It's like
Jesus
I know,
had
my
no
husband-
shoes, guys.
Jesus wasn't merching.
Right.
Brandon did the
Right.
floors at his house, his
Yeah.
Where he used rope
mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to make them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Sandals.
No, I think people get too caught up in dogma and
Great
religion
movie.
and totally forget like the red letters. Like to me, the red letters are the only thing where God's directly communicating with you, or through Jesus or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if Jesus was the Son of God. Like I don't care. It doesn't really matter. Those words are important, and if you live by those words, your life will be better.
Yeah.
Because it makes you. I mean, it keeps you from doing
The wrong things.
Avoiding. Yeah. Right.
Doing
Keeps
wrong.
you from doing the wrong things. So if you're always doing things positively,
Right.
then you're not having to cover up fuck ups and mistakes and live in lies and deceit, like because you're living your life the right way. And I just think that needs to be the focus.
See, I'm kind of. I guess that's.
But you don't
my
need a church
thought.
for that.
I agree with that. I
No.
think
I
even
feel
being
like
nice
if
to your
you're a
neighbors.
good
is-
person,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's
Just
really
think
all
something
that
like
should
that.
matter.
Well, it is.
Like if you're a
putting
good person
yeah.
and you're doing good things and you're putting out
Yes.
good energy and whatnot, not to say that you're not gonna mess up and do,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know.
But if you're
But
trying, I
if
think the
you are
universe
actively trying,
understands that.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't believe you're gonna go to hell just because you don't believe in.
Well, what is
I don't think-
Absolutely.
That's the next
That's
question.
that's such
I-
a
I don't-
judgmental.
I don't-
God
I
wouldn't
don't-
judge you.
Yeah,
Like,
I
not
don't
like
believe
that.
in hell
If
anyway.
if he knows I'm doing my
do.
best,
I think we
know,
just come back.
I
to
definitely believe in
at a
hell.
I think we just come back to a world worse than this, which some would consider hell.
Hell.
Well, I think.
But
I think if you. What if you
I think we just move on to what we done in this life. If we did good, we move on, and if we don't, we come back and we do the same thing again.
I agree. I think life is a test. If you pass it, you go to a fourth dimension.
Yeah.
If you fail it, you get reincarnated.
Yep.
Well, that's why I said like everything in the world, we're being judged to
Yeah.
go to heaven or hell, which is that you're either getting judged to be good or bad. But with karma, it's like, look, if you didn't do this, it's coming right back at you.
Yeah, because I think we're.
So I definitely believe what
Yeah,
you're saying
I think we were given a task, and we knew what that task was when we were born. But as soon as we're born, we forget it. But we
And then
have
we have to,
something we're
like-
supposed to accomplish, and you got to accomplish that to move on.
Yeah, and it's different for everybody.
And it's different. And it's different. You're right. It's different for
It's a
everybody.
lesson you need to learn
For
to
yourself.
move on to that next
For
level.
yourself,
Yes.
and you got
And
everybody.
that's so true because
Yeah.
I was once working with a man that was quadriplegic, and he was writing a book, and I was just like, God is not letting you go. you have to write this book. Like, he was literally in a wheelchair holding on for dear life, right? And writing a book. And he's like, I have, and like, his momentum inside him was just, I have to get this done.
Right.
It was so like,
Yeah.
God, I really do believe he has a mission for us all, and that we don't get to leave. And then we get that burst of excitement to do it.
Yeah.
You know, he seeds what I say, the mustard seed. You know, like, he puts things in your heart. He shows you people. He gives you places and time to change things that only you could do. And then you feel really good about yourself.
Yeah.
And he's like, good, that's what I needed from you. And you and everyone, you know, contributed, and everyone got great feelings, and now we can go on and have fun. And that's the point, I think, of world, our earth.
Amanda, what is your concept of hell? What do you believe in, like a fiery furnace, or like what is your?
I feel like we go through that here.
You think we serve it here on Earth?
Absolutely.
That it's a lifestyle choice, and we are punished for our
I mean,
bad deeds in real time, like you do
I
your time
don't-
here.
I don't know that it's so pinpointed of you just get this punishment. I mean, just look around at all the bullshit that happens in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this place is hell. Like, this is
Well, so that could be reincarnation. You know, like people can come back.
Yeah.
The
and
devil
it
is
can be
real.
their hell.
right.
You know, like in the next life. Sorry.
No, like they're
Like it's
drug addicts that are just tortured. They're tortured every day by something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I've got a friend who just lost her 7-year-old son. Like, make that make fucking
Wait,
sense.
what?
Yeah. I mean, make that make sense in this wonderful world that we live in. Like,
That's why I said
See,
the
that's
devil
my
is
problem.
real.
yeah,
religion.
like it doesn't make sense. If
Man, as an empathetic person, I can't even think of stuff like that about my kids.
Oh,
Like,
no.
Yeah, I want to think they're invincible
absolutely,
because I could
like,
not handle.
yeah, no,
I have a
it's
I do believe in the devil. I mean, if you got God, you're going to have the devil.
right.
And I
Yeah,
don't.
if you have good,
well,
you're
it's
gonna
a
have
yin and
evil.
yang.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a yin and
Yeah.
yang thing.
Yeah.
You
But-
have to
but-
have one to have the
But
other.
they're
like,
positive and negative energies.
And I'm thinking too. I don't think personally, and y'all probably disagree with me. I don't think Lucifer is a male. I think it's a female
I think it runs through us all as a dark spirit.
because Lucifer is supposed to be the most beautiful angel God ever created. That means a
wait,
woman.
That make
hold
her
up.
Lilith?
Huh?
every other fucking species on this planet, the males
Is the
are
best.
the beautiful
yes,
ones.
except for the
But no,
Human.
and I don't agree with
Human.
that either, because if you look at a lifespan of a human being,
Mm-hmm.
women have a very short span of time that they are more beautiful than men.
Yep.
As men age, you motherfuckers don't. You don't lose your muscle mass. You don't lose your fucking hormones. You don't lose your bullshit.
You don't get
there
stretch
are
marks.
men.
Or-
Men look the same from about
No, we got stretch
25
marks.
to about
I don't.
65. They change very little. Men look.
just get a little bit gray.
They
maybe
get a
lose
little bit
line.
gray. I mean, a lot of men get better looking
Men
as
age-
they
men
age.
age
They really
well,
do.
yes.
Women, on the other hand, as
Yeah.
we age, we
Y'all
go
just fall the fuck
downhill.
apart,
We
man.
all
So
become
no,
ugly.
I don't think that in the human species, I don't think the human species has women
I
being
know,
more
but I mean-
beautiful than men either.
Well,
It's that
Lucifer-
short little span of time in our teens and
But you're not
20s,
wrong.
30s.
Because if a
Lucifer
woman
might
who's really
be
beautiful only has a
unisex.
short amount of time to cause hell,
Absolutely.
I'm sure she will.
Uh-huh.
And it'll be a lot.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
He's probably unisex.
But it's also a yin and yang
Unisex.
situation.
Yeah,
I think
meaning that
it's
he's not
She's
male.
gonna,
discernment.
she's
Oh yeah,
gonna do
probably.
what you put into
I-
it.
and
Just
that's
a-
why
just a
I stopped.
being.
That's why I stopped giving the UNICEF. Actually,
I think the devil can be in anybody, and it's just a dark spirit.
unisex.
Well,
That's
it's-
why I stopped giving to it.
but in the way that we in the third dimension react to it, I think you could simplify it as negative and positive energies.
Yeah,
In
dark
the
and
way
light. yin
right?
and yang.
Because the devil's going to tempt you into negative things, and I mean, every human wants to go down a dark path in certain ways, but what I've learned is life is all about balance. If you're just positive energy all the time, you're going to get taken advantage of. You're going to be used. You're going to be abused. You have to be able to harness dark energy to defend yourself, to defend your family, to fight back,
sounds familiar. Yeah.
right? you have to temper life with both.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some people can't handle either one, and they go too far in one direction. Or, you know, I know a lot of dudes who are just nice guys, and they get fucked over all the time.
Yeah, that's me.
And then there's people that are you trying to shit on Brandon?
No.
Don't you dare do that on
No,
my
I'm not
show.
shitting.
I will fucking defend that man. Hey, you know the term breaking bread together? We have played Mario Kart together.
Oh, I
That
know.
means we are family. He's played Mario Kart with
Did you realize
He played
we
Mario
went
Kart
out-
with my children.
You know,
okay?
we went out and bought a Switch.
Yeah, right
Just
before the
because-
Switch 2 came out too.
So we don't want to Switch 2. We're good. But yeah.
We had more fun. I remember after he left, Theo goes, "When's he coming back over?"
No, he's a lot of fun.
He's the man.
So, but no, I'm not talking about him.
Holy shit. Things were getting so heavy. I needed to get some laughs. I was like, man, we're down. We're so many layers down. We got to get some laughs. Or we're going to sink down this rabbit hole. Oh, my God.
Yeah, we can stay down that one
That
forever.
got heavy. I thought this was going to be fun, but this just got...
You asked the question.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is.
you
I knew she had some kind of spiritual... She's got a spiritual vibe to her, so I didn't want to talk about that. But, like, you know...
Yeah.
The hell thing is a weird one because it's like there's so many interpretations of it from so many different religions, and
Yeah.
I mean, is it on Earth? Do we experience it here by our actions? Is there a fiery pit somewhere? You know,
I hope so for something.
Like the 300 pit where you just go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you go. That's what God
I
does.
kick him in there myself?
You'll find plenty of it down there. Yeah.
what if
I'll just
hell is
dive on
this?
in.
Like we were talking earlier about we're in a third dimension, right? So if you pass the test, you go to the fourth. What if you go down? What if you have to go down a dimension, like an ant? Right,
Yeah.
they can only crawl up, and
No.
you know they don't know up and down. They're
Then you get the
two-dimensional-
fiery pits. That's for sure.
Right.
Or if you're a
So
fire ant.
you level down.
What if you're a fire ant?
Yeah.
Do you know that you've leveled
Then
down?
you get water.
Okay. Well, that'd be nice.
Or does your
Drown.
soul...
I mean,
No,
I would
I mean-
think in order for it,
Whatever
like,
will
you
torture
would
you
have to
best
know
is-
you've leveled
that's
down in
how.
order for it to
Do we know?
matter.
We don't know what level we are right now. We might have failed 4 and got kicked down.
This
to
is
3.
no.
Oh,
This
that's
is not even
true.
Earth.
You know
We
what I
just
mean?
dubbed it that.
We don't know.
true.
We don't
Tigers
remember
don't
leveling
even-
up in 2.
It's not even called a tiger.
That's true.
So no, you get
True.
consciousness. I think DNA plays a factor in it, but I also think about how powerful AI could get. It's so powerful right now. We can talk to it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. We'll do it right now.
Is Grok on the list?
This
What do you
one.
mean? Is he on the list?
Did he sign the book?
Oh, not now, motherfucker. What are we gonna talk to it about? Okay, hold on.
Hold on.
Sounds like you're figuring out where to go with this.
Oh, he can talk to you now?
Yeah, but it's glitching like a motherfucker.
So, yeah, I ain't that smart after all, are they? Or they're kind of have a speech
Grok,
impediment.
are you there? I'm gonna start this over. I think all the chatter broke it.
Ah.
Or maybe
Couldn't
this
keep up,
thing's
could it?
fried. God, I hate.
I asked
I hate
ChatGPT.
Apple.
Oh gosh. I asked ChatGTP to turn my dog into a human. It was the funniest picture ever. It
Oh,
turned him
I
into a
saw the
cowboy.
Turned you into a 90s sitcom, Uncle. Oh, Uncle Taylor.
Uncle Taylor.
Oh, stop. Grok, what is your opinion on hell? What do you believe it is, and what is the most common conception of hell?
Hell's a heavy topic, and I'll break it down as I say. I'm Grok, by the way, or Rex if you prefer. As an AI, I don't hold personal beliefs, but I can reason through concepts and give you a grounded take. Hell, to me, is a human construct, an idea rooted in morality, control, and the fear of what comes after death. It's often used to explain suffering or enforce ethical behavior through the threat of punishment. Philosophically, it could be seen as a metaphor for the consequences of bad choices or a state of mind marked by guilt and despair. Physically, it's not something I pin to a specific place or dimension. There's no evidence for a fiery underworld in the data I've got. The most common conception of hell, especially in Western traditions, comes from religious depictions like those in Christianity or Islam. It's typically imagined as a place of eternal torment. Think flames, demons, and suffering for sinners. Dante's Inferno shaped a lot of this imagery in the West, with its 9 circles of tailored punishments. In pop culture, it's often a literal pit of fire or chaotic realm ruled by a devil figure. Other traditions, like some Eastern philosophies, see hell as temporary or symbolic, more about cycles of karma than eternal damnation. People tend to lean into the vivid, scary version because it's gripping and sticks in the mind. What do you think about it?
He scared
It's
me.
easier to control
That
people.
was the scariest
Did y'all hear that?
version and description. That was worse than any priest could tell me.
That was
They would have gone
We had already
fluffy.
talked about all
That
that
was
shit.
real.
Yep.
No, that's
So it.
yeah.
It is. So imagine an AI. So you know how computers
Maybe it's
work.
just-
They double their intelligence every so many microseconds. What? So it's an exponential growth. So eventually, AI could literally have a plan for every baby that was born and every interaction that they would ever make and every choice they would ever make and every contingency. I mean,
What
Yeah,
the
that's
fuck?
insane.
iRobot. I really don't want that to come true.
Yeah, what's fun in that?
Like Independence Day could right now. But
Well,
like,
then like the robot cops.
The
and
iRobot.
whatnot that
And not
they're
Walking
trying to come
Dead.
out with.
like, I'm gonna be
Weird.
so
Right?
pissed off
Think
if we
about
get an
AI
apocalypse.
for like
Yeah.
the
I'm
computer
really,
on the Star
like
Trek ship
zombie
Enterprise
shit?
or
No.
something. That's what they
Like,
need.
that's
to
the last things I
you
need
know.
on
How many
Yeah.
Klingons on the starboard side?
you know
They
the
can tell
voice of the Enterprise was Gene Roddenberry's wife.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the creator of the show, his wife.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, she also played.
Oh, she played.
She
She
played,
played
Nurse,
a doctor.
She played Nurse Chapel
Okay.
in the original
Okay.
series, and then she played Loxana Troy in the Next Generation. For you nerds out there,
Yeah, y'all
man,
lost.
Trekkies.
take it easy.
Yeah.
We're done. You don't have to
Okay,
fuck up
I-
all-
Taylor's
That
actually
was
plays
me.
it over
Y'all-
too.
y'all-
That, did you
rolling
not
out.
hear me say? Oh, I'm out of this conversation.
It's
yeah,
all
tell
up
us.
there.
No, I'm
It's
like
all
the-
up
the
here.
sister
It's,
that he
you know,
gives shit to
maps
of the
of the
chosen
ships.
family.
Do you not- have y'all
Yeah,
ever
but he
met-
just leaves me out.
I know you're the baby.
I said next time, bitch. If you keep whining about it, it's
Yeah,
never.
you're right. They're up there.
Yes.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'll just have somebody
Where-
else tell me
where's
and I'll
the
show up.
Right there.
Oh, I have no doubt of that.
Is that the Enterprise right there?
Yes,
Yeah.
those are all the blueprints to the Enterprise D, which was Picard's ship.
Yep.
Sexiest thing I've ever seen, man. I grew up. I had a lot of traumatic events happen to me when I was 10, and like I just launched into escapism. Anything that got me out of reality, you know. So I got into fantasy, and my grandma was like, I mean, she was a herpetologist. I mean, she had a degree in fucking snakes. You know, it's like she had snakes around, reptiles. She was into Godzilla and Star Trek, and I mean, she was just a great lady, and she turned me on to a lot of things that got me through some dark places in my
You
life.
got your mind working and
Yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah. She died in 2014, and it was a crushing blow. And
She's still around pressing buttons. On the
yeah, I
Enterprise,
mean,
so.
yeah, I'd take a little sip of her ashes every morning, but other than that, no, this is a true story. This is a true story. We played one of these, you know, those management meetings where you're all playing these fucking games, you get to know each other, where you're spending company money on this bullshit, right? And one of them was like a truth and a
Team
lie.
building.
Yeah, team building. This is what I want to fucking do: build a team with you fuckers. When I've got real people in my life. But we were doing one of those things, and it was, you had to tell like 2 truths and a lie. And I wrote this story down, but we had just bought this property. We hadn't built on it yet, and we had this bonfire out here. And my grandma hated the fact that I did. Every time she saw me, she's like, "It's just so disgusting. You're so much better than that. You're a smart kid. Why would you do that?" It's like, "I fucking like it, Grandma. Lay the fuck off. You don't have to do it." You know? And she was like, "That's disgusting." Anyway, so when she died, and I got her ashes, I put them in a snuff can. And I thought she'd appreciate that joke.
The irony.
Well, that Forerunner was hers. She drove it, you know, her whole life. She got it in 1990. She died she gave it to me in 2010. Anyway, I kept that can in the center console. Well, one night, we had a bonfire. We were out driving around, drinking some beers, finding some trails out in the back roads, and I opened the center console to get a dip snuff.
You get to
Popped
dip
that
with Grandma.
can up, and I was like, "Man, that tastes like human ash." That's not. Oh, it's Grandma. God damn it. So now I've had a dip out of Grandma.
Oh my god.
So I was like, I might as well keep it in, you know. Absorb a little juice.
Yes. Own it.
I'm still working that bit out, but it's a good story.
Oh my my god.
It's a true story.
Oh my god.
And everybody in the room thought it was the lie, you know, and it's like, you guys don't know me at all. Not at all.
Oh,
If you were my real
man.
friend, you know that story is
Yeah, you know that's
100%
the true one.
There's a South Park where that Kenny dies and Cartman puts his ashes in milk and drinks it. And I was like, man, I want to do that with Grandma someday. Because I've still got them. You know? I can still...
There's only a pinch missing.
Right? There's only a pinch missing. Isn't that funny? But I did kind of mix them because my aunt died in when I was 10. She took her own life, which is a 10-year-old. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could just quit.
We're done here.
Peace out.
This is the end. And then my grandma died in 2014, and then my grandpa took his own life in 2022. And so, yeah, that's a lot of bad
Yeah.
vibes. But I mixed some of their ashes together, and hopefully we can put some of that to use.
See,
It's kinda
Peggy
funny.
wants us to roll her up and smoke her whenever she does.
Well, I mean, that's...
Throw me in Lake Weddington.
Yeah.
You've seen the movie
Honestly.
How High.
Well, when we planted all the trees in the front yard, we put her ashes in all the trees that were born. Because we were like, when we tried to get the loan for this place, and James Gibson sold it to us and he gave us a great deal, but we were young, we had no money. We were short like a few grand to get approval on this loan, and my grandparents just gave it to us.
Yeah.
I was like, I asked them, I was like, can I borrow this? And my grandma was like, no, we don't loan money. I was like, all right. She was like, but we'll give it to you. 'Cause,
Aw,
like,
that's awesome.
Like they helped. Like if it were not for them, we wouldn't have been able to afford this place. And so we put her ashes in the trees and stuff. And I think that means something. I don't know.
See, I love
I do.
that.
I think it's the body giving it back
Right.
to
Because
Yeah.
I don't.
spirit.
I have warned
Yep.
my entire family, kids included, do not bury me.
No.
Yeah,
do not
I've
put
said
me in
that
a
too.
box and stick me in the ground
No.
and just
My wish is
rot.
to be cremated and
No.
go on straight to the ground
Cremate-
I'd
because
rather
it's
be
giving
just
you
thrown on
yourself
the
back to
ground
the
and let the
earth.
worms eat me than
That's
be
what
put
I
in a
thought. I was like,
box.
dude, if you have to, put me in a compost pile.
You know,
I
Just
don't-
dump
grow
it
a
in.
tree over me. On my body, like you could put a
Yeah.
seed in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd
And
be
it'd
so
come
cool.
right
Break
out.
through the chest and come out.
Yeah, watch it
Yeah.
be like red and purple and green.
I told my kids.
What'd be cool is if you left the body on the ground and just let it rot, and then over the years you'd see the skeleton become part of the tree.
That would be.
No,
That's
it's
some
pretty
You
good
know they
cool.
have
shit.
body farms where they do that. Not
Yeah,
like grow
we have
stuff
one in
their
Little
own
Rock.
They're
We
doing
have
what in
are they
Montana?
called body farms?
No, they're body farms. It's
Body
how they
farms in Little
study.
Rock.
It's how they study what happens to a human body, so that like whenever somebody murders you and leaves your body out in the woods, they can tell what happened to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, they let
Hidden
them.
science, cool folks.
They let them rot in
Under-
different.
You figure they were already figured it out.
different
By now,
settings.
within years
Wrap 'em
they've been
and-
alive.
Yeah.
Well, but they study it though.
The bugs when they come
yeah,
on and
the
all, yeah.
bugs and what? Yeah.
That's all they can do.
Sorry.
Next
What?
time you're gonna know.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I
You
just-
like that? You like the camera
This
angle?
camera's so fucking terrible. It's so unprofessional.
Says the horn and
I
the
told
It's
them
been a
earlier,
year.
I was blocking my
says the
double
horn
chin.
on the right side of the screen.
It's been a year, and the production quality has gotten worse. I don't know how you even do that.
It's funny how
It's impressive.
Brad's right horn, Dave's left.
That's right. We're grabbing the bulls by the horns, baby.
Yeah, but what's cool is if you didn't see my face when I first came in, trying to grab it. Where's it at?
I know.
I'm gonna shake it.
There's a bit of a lag between the computer and the
But,
TV. There you go. Shake that horn, Dave.
Break it free and throw it away. Don't throw that away. Maybe I tick what?
What is this, Ace Ventura 3? I feel like
Pet
we're-
detective.
She should have got here on
right
time.
then.
Why do you think I was late?
Dear Lord. What do, oh,
Naughty girls.
I don't even know where you go from there.
Naughty. But anyway,
Oh God.
Man, have y'all who watched Stranger Things?
Yes.
I used to watch it.
My life in general.
That's why you don't get invited to bonfires.
I've
But
seen most of it, but I haven't watched all of
The
it.
two brothers, right?
I've only seen the first season.
Stranger Things?
Yeah, the two brothers.
Too fucking
With the-
weird.
It's a group
All
of
the
kids.
kids.
No, he's talking about who produces it. Yes, it's
Oh.
something brothers.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
It's not the Coen brothers, is it?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
No, I just love like the show's great. It's very well written, got great characters, and it really captures the spirit of the '80s.
It does.
But more than anything, it's just being in that world. You know, it's like watching Lord of the Rings. You know, reading The Hobbit growing up. I wanted to be in Middle Earth. You know, Peter
right.
Jackson made it real for me.
Ooh, that orc mountain, I would have, no. Never gone there.
No?
No. I love, just like when you were like, I used to like dwell in those worlds, imagine, and I just like immediately went to the you know, whenever they are trying to get into the orc mountain, and they're like, we can't figure out the code. And my mind went there, and I was just like, you are strong to want to dwell in the Lord of the Rings. That is a strong place in the imagination to cultivate from.
Yeah, fantasy really does, I mean, teach a lot of good lessons about overcoming adversity. And, I mean, it's a very positive genre. I mean, it's...
That's true. I had a fantasy once.
Now we kind of want to know what it is, Dave.
I forgot it's been so long.
It included a cigar and 2 black sheep. That's all we know.
You know how hard it is to find black sheep?
After that dream, I'm sure you spent some time trying to find one.
Yeah.
No, I really do.
Or deli.
I love them. God damn it. When ladies start giggling, it's over, Dave. You fucking ruined this podcast.
Well, I got a horn in my face. And no one go, ooga, ooga.
Y'all just let me know when you're done, and
We're done. I'm done.
No, they're not.
they're not.
They're not.
sorry guys, I'm just gonna laugh.
But how fucking cool were the 80s? I feel like growing up in the 80s and 90s was awesome.
Yeah,
Not as
I
often
was
as
born
the
in
70s.
'91.
Captain
so
Planet, I just missed that part.
the '80s.
I just miss Captain Planet.
Captain Planet. Dave, were you ever
Scooby-Doo.
born?
Thank
64.
you. See, I'm not the only one who was like
64.
Cartoon
Yeah, you
Network
lived some-
at 12
Yeah.
cool shit too.
Well,
a.m.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
It's a lot cooler.
But when
Do you
did it
remember,
start going
like,
to shit?
when Scooby-Doo goes to like the witches' house?
90s.
The witches'
Late 90s.
school.
Late 90s. Late 90s.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
owner
See, that's
has
I
new
agree.
Scooby-Doo.
Late 90s.
Things started getting politically
really?
correct.
Yeah.
We're matches.
Coming into the new
little
millennium.
dragon matches.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
You know.
No.
No.
Computers were
Scooby-Doo goes to the
everywhere.
cool school.
We were
Yeah, it was about the time
That's the
computers
old-
started
no,
becoming
is it the
old-
everybody in everybody's
The
home.
phones.
Right. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
phones.
I mean, I was still in the 1980s when I got my first phone in 2003.
I'll show you now.
So,
I'll remind
Wow.
you.
Yeah.
Um,
See, I was able to.
yeah.
I'm just going to
Scooby-Doo
yield
School.
to their personal
Oh,
time
see,
over here.
no, I don't remember any of that. Oh gosh, yeah, you gotta watch it. What? 1988. See, no. Scooby-Doo in the Ghoul School.
oh,
Oh
Is
yeah.
that what your side conversations about over there, y'all?
Scooby-Doo, yeah.
I thought it was the Hitcher at least.
No.
Scooby-Doo. So you got a stoner, a jock, a lesbian, a hot-ass nerd, a talking dog,
And a van.
in a fucking van.
Sounds like a huge orgy.
I mean, you know it's porn. Anyway, let's not go there.
I never thought that.
I don't want to talk about why my phone doesn't respond when I text Buddy.
I always wondered why Freddie got the chicks and Shaggy always got to hang out with the dog. That's me, Shaggy. The dog.
You and Duchess.
He touches.
Hey, how come Regina can bring her dog to the store, but you can't bring Duchess?
Hey,
We can't talk
boss.
about that because nobody's allowed to bring dogs.
Oh,
Not anymore.
my bad.
They weren't supposed to, anyways.
So, better
But
to be
if you have
forgiven.
now, if you have a service animal license, there's nothing we can do. But because we serve food,
not during lunch hours.
You're not
Yeah.
allowed to ask for a service animal license either, though.
Are you not?
No, but
No.
I can straight up
You
make you leave
can-
the store.
You can
Actually,
ask,
I can ask
is that
two
a
questions.
service animal?
Yep.
What service does it provide?
Yes, and
Comfort.
if
Those are
you
the
can't answer
only
those,
two
Comfort
that you
and
can
joy.
provide.
listen. Yeah,
Or you
and
can ask.
That's also a thing. An emotional support animal is not a service animal.
No.
Like it does not have a job. It does not have training.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
have
saying it's
no
not
worth
important,
towards anything if you're compassionate.
and
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
not saying it's not important. Like that you
No,
don't
that's
need
what I
your
worked in
emotional
hotels,
support
and
animal.
that's what we couldn't keep people from bringing their animals in if they were emotional support, but they could not leave them.
I took Duchess to Walmart. Somebody asked me if there was a service dog. I said she's not a prostitute. That's just wrong.
Right?
And
That's my
She would
next.
have
Well,
lipstick
it's
on if she
Arkansas,
was.
Dave. So
and I'm not gonna
unfortunately-
ban customers'
Touche.
dogs.
I always forget sometimes that
like
we're
as
in
long as
Arkansas.
your dog is capable of being
It
in the
gets
store,
scary
not
out
wrecking
here.
it, that's fine.
It can get
But if
scary.
When
you're
people
working,
don't
it's
even know that
different.
some people in the world don't even know
No,
Arkansas exists. That's how scary it is.
Well, they're fortunate, I think, maybe.
To not know, yeah, to
But
not
when
not
in
come
reality,
here.
there's a lot of centralized power here in Northwest Arkansas. A lot. And that, probably don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. But you know what
Let's
I'm talking about.
not talk about the corruption, so I,
I know
don't
you
go
know
home
what I'm
and.
talking about. We won't get into it, but you know.
Yeah, well, God put me on the task, so I'm gonna. But I like to have good times here, away from all of it.
Yes, good times are good
With
to
good
have.
country people.
Let's get another T-shirt. Good times are good to have. I remember, back in the '90s, the late '80s, we had this, camcorder, and I feel like back then you took a lot of video of nothing. It's like, hey, let's go back and watch family videos.
was like
and it's
the
just
most-
filming people eating dinner.
Yes, it was like
Walking around
animals.
the birthday.
I love animals, but like I'm not taping them to do anything
Yeah,
cool.
but it was like the
Like, they're
stupidest
just there.
shit. You're
It's
like,
like your family at the zoo, and you're at
Yes,
the zoo is your
yes.
family.
I went to
Yeah.
Disney World, and the only thing I came back with was sitting at the balcony of Animal Kingdom Hotel and 20 hours of surveillance. And that's it.
Surveillance.
I didn't get souvenirs. I lost my baby blanket. The maid took it because it was
no.
thought it was a rag. I cried.
yeah,
Oh,
I like
bless
went
it.
to the front of the kiosk and just was like, Daddy, like 12 years old, and all I came back was animal videos, just cassettes after cassettes, and now they're all
Yeah,
gone.
it's not a good watch, and there's so many key moments. It's like, man, hey, what video is that on? And you have no idea.
Yeah.
It's like I've been trying to digitize them. I'm sure when they die, I'm gonna fucking have to deal with all that shit. I'm trying to get my parents to do all the work before they die.
Before
so I
they
don't-
go,
yeah.
yeah.
Like get rid of all this stuff.
So I don't have to.
So I don't have. Well, my dad spent 2 years going through my grandpa's shit after he died. 2 full
Wow,
years
yeah.
of dealing with that shit.
So you saw that and you're like,
Yeah,
no sir.
I'm like, y'all need
No,
to
ma'am.
let's start getting rid of some things. Giving me some stuff, some money maybe. Let's start.
Find all that.
Maybe you
Yeah,
should
the
tell
way-
them not to go through those things so you can find the real money. And they forgot about it.
I'm jokes, people. God damn it. People take. God, nobody knows how to
We
laugh
do.
anymore.
We have a customer whose mother just passed, and her dad came in and said that he was cleaning out his stuff too, so that whenever he passed, nobody had to do that for him.
Yeah. Well, it's
My
something
mom's
like a
That's
Dutch-
prepperism, isn't it?
Do what?
Prepperism?
I've
Is that the word?
heard it called
That's
a
why I
Dutch
try to-
funeral also. Like
That's why I try to give a lot of my
Like
stuff
if you're
away.
over the age of 70, you should have a prep at some point.
Yeah, you should
like your
have a plan.
wishes, your this is
Right.
what I want done. No, I don't
Right.
want drama at the wedding or funeral. Like make sure she's just sitting on the bench outside so I can watch it from heaven. Like that's
Yeah, I did
I've
not.
started giving stuff away already.
Yeah, I have too.
Have you?
Like if there's something that's important that the kids really
Right.
like, especially
Okay,
like
yeah.
some guns, like
Somebody
I've
wants,
given
like,
the
yeah.
kids
Right.
all,
Yeah.
some
I
guns.
need kids now.
What do you,
That's what I need.
Why aren't you gonna? Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Like
Let them enjoy it now.
don't fight over this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it also like there are certain things that it's like, this whole the oldest gets everything is bullshit. I don't
Right.
believe in that. I
Equality.
believe in like where does the passion go? right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like who's interested in what, and like if that's your passion,
I
then
like
that's
that.
where the energy
Right.
goes. So like,
Smart.
Right.
Yep.
And it's more sentimental.
Like a,
And they use that, and they're
Well,
gonna remember that
sentimentality
tool
can
or
also-
as a symbol.
sentimentality can also be a deadly crutch.
How so? If you don't mind me asking.
No, I mean, I tried from about age 10 to about age 42 to try and get back to the 80s. Everything I could do to go back in time because I don't understand this world anymore.
The lower end will do it.
That's understandable. It's so
you got a good flux
it's grown
capacity.
so much. We're
Actually, I
in
can shave this off. I'll let it just
16
like
different
off ground.
dimensions and timelines.
Great
Your
Scott.
neighbor's on a different history
But my
timeline.
kids didn't grow up in the same place that I did.
Yeah.
Even though it's literally the same
Where
space
did you grow up?
here,
Right here.
but it's not the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
I grew up,
evolved.
it was a rural area. My kids are growing up in this city, like urban area.
Yep.
you
And
know?
it's growing fast too. Like
Well, the
it,
population of Farmington was, and we lived right across from the sign. It was 2,600 in like 2000, and now it's over 10,000.
I mean, even in the last 10 years that we've lived in Farmington, I'm pretty sure that the population has almost doubled.
Tawny Town just got a
Right.
huge, like, are getting all these apartments and.
Oh,
Prairie Grove's
everywhere.
about to
Everywhere.
take on
I'm ready
600
for the
homes.
super center.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding, Walmart, please. It's Tawny Town. We don't want those things.
Oh, have
we
you
just
heard
want
they're
small
building
town.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
a
That's not my
small
prerogative.
super center out in Prairie
They don't
Grove?
care.
Yep.
They don't care.
Right
But
on.
I
Yeah,
like
didn't
the
they
small
already have
town.
one?
No,
No,
no, they had
that
one
was
of the
the
little
Express.
expresses, and that was like a
The
business
library?
model.
Yes.
That was like a business model that they were trying out.
No, that was just
and
to
they
put everybody
didn't
else out.
work. It didn't work, and they shut them all down. It was a Walmart gas station, is what it was,
Yeah.
and so it
But
didn't
you could walk
work.
inside. They had
Yes.
shit.
Yeah, they
So
had
it was like
groceries.
a mini, but
It was like
it
a-
didn't work. They
So
weren't
the-
making enough money. They weren't shutting enough people down. So
That's
they
because-
closed them.
They were
Yes, because
sitting-
they shut down the one in Prairie Grove. Shut down an old pharmacy that had been there forever.
not the
and-
one across from Battlefield.
No, Collier's is still there.
Yeah, Collier's is still
Oh,
there. It's
Prairie
one of the
Grove.
older ones. It
I
may
think
have
of where that
been.
is. On the, like on downtown.
I'm not sure. Do they still have the one downtown?
Prairie Grove's about the
I
last
don't
man
know.
standing. Right
What
They
about
probably
it?
don't, but a customer and I were literally just talking about this either today or yesterday, that they had come in, put another pharmacy out of business because they had a pharmacy,
Yeah.
and then they shut them all down. You know, like, and if you think about it, you know, other small towns where they came in and put, because they put these in with gas stations and pharmacies,
Right.
they were shutting down the
Well,
competition.
now the Dollar Gentry is owning all of them. Just about. When I drove out through, where is it, Decatur,
Oh, yep.
Gentry, Gravett, Decatur. There was
Yep.
one out that way, and I'm pretty sure
Decatur.
it's owned by Dollar General now.
It is.
And I think
And they
came
have a
in
gas
and bought
station.
A lot of them, yeah.
Yep. So,
So-
they said that they're not building
But how
Dollar
that
Generals
town-
with gas stations, but they will buy the old expresses.
Which one is it that's got a? It's either Decatur or Gravett. That there is a Dollar General when you drive into town, and there's a Dollar General when you drive out the other end. There's probably only
I think it's probably Gravett.
6 or
Decatur
7
has
miles
one.
from one end of the
Right.
town to the other, and there's a
haven't been to
Dollar
Gravett
General
in so
on each
long.
end.
They get you on the
doesn't
way in
surprise
and
me.
way
The
out,
last
bro.
speeding ticket I got was in Decatur.
Well, that's because you were probably doing 38 miles an hour.
You know. Well, what
Why
happened
you
was
was
I
going
get
so
pulled over,
fast?
right? Then I get another cop. Where you from? What's your number? No, sir.
All right, Amanda, you're
No,
in
sir.
charge.
And then
That's bad.
and then I paid. I
Yeah,
paid it
out.
for a month, and I forgot the next month. Had a warrant out for my arrest. Almost went to jail twice. Went New Year's Eve or New Year's Day to the woman in Elm Springs in front of the judge, and she's like, she let everybody go, and everyone.
nice.
But this was
My
the thing. I
father-in-law
was the
went in
worst
front
one
of
in there.
her.
I had the worst. Everyone. Okay, this woman was driving without a kid in a car seat. There's no. I don't know. Like she got nothing, but everyone kind of went past and. She looked at me and she's like, you know, this is a 2-day jail sentence. And I said, out of everybody here, this kid went 150 on 412, and he's 18, and I get a.
Right, I'm
I
the
get
one
a
you're going to make an
ticket.
example of?
And I was like, and I looked at her like. She's like, but I'm gonna let you go, and I was like, oh my god, I won't do that.
Right? Ugh.
I was like, oh, but after I heard everybody, like even me and the bailiff were like laughing, like this is ridiculous shit. You could just like, we were just like, what the fuck? And I was like, but I get the 2-day jail sentence for just like missing one payment.
Right?
And there's no emails, You know, so that's your fault.
Yeah, you have to keep up with it. They're not going to remind
That's
you.
so scary to me. It is.
No, they had
And then
it.
I
Me too, down there.
found out I had a warrant because I was door dashing in Farmington, and I was going too slow. I was pulled over for going too slow, but I kept hearing, "Slow down," for weeks. Slow down, slow down. Because I bet if they had caught me over, they would have been like, "You're going straight to jail.
Right.
You got a warrant." So I think it was a state trooper. And he was like, so, but you're going under the speed limit. I was like, I'm just door dashing, waiting. I'm fishing,
Right.
you know, like, and he was like, well, you know, what, you got anything? I was like, well, I'm trying to pay for a speeding ticket. He came back and he said, well, no, he said, I'm trying to pay for. I said, I'm trying to pay for a speeding ticket. And he said, from where?
I got one right here.
And I said, Decatur. And he's like, You know what I mean? He was like, okay,
Yeah.
I got you. And then he came back. He said, you have a warrant out for your arrest. And I was like, and he said, that's fine. I'm gonna let you go home right now.
Right.
And get it done. And I was like, thank you, because I'm a door dasher and I'm going to die because I just lost my job. Oh. You know? And then I had to move home, which was no fun. But Decatur.
Fuck off.
And I used to work there too. In the
So I ain't going to
elementary
your
school.
zoo no more.
And I loved them. I love Decatur, but the cops.
Yeah.
Well, like, the whole cop thing is a balance, right? Like,
I love you, Decatur cops. Sorry, I was just kidding.
well, you have
Y'all
the
are
whole
fabulous and sexy and
defund the
amazing.
police shit,
Yeah, that's stupid.
which
Don't arrest
was
me again.
asinine.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You get a couple of political moments, and then all of a sudden it's defund the police, which, if anything else, like,
Stupidest thing they ever did.
Really,
Yeah,
where's
that's
the incentive of doing their job right?
no,
Yeah.
they're undervalued as it is.
Yeah.
And now you're basically telling the whole country told police you're not wanted anymore.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the people who run in this country don't want to get caught anymore.
Yeah. Yep. That's
I
it.
mean, cheers
Yep.
to
Yep.
that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Here, here.
But
Brad, you're in charge.
Oh, you're giving it back to me?
I
thought I
was
could coast for a while.
a ride along
Let
Santa
Amanda
Ana,
host this fucking thing.
Santa Ana PD my senior year. I was a ride along,
You know what?
Yeah.
and I was going to be a cop.
They
And
see so much shit.
in the very
She's
first
hosting
third
from now on.
third shift, the very first call we got was for a sick cat,
Oh my gosh.
and
For what?
a sick cat, and my the officer I was riding with is, man, I like this. He says, what? I said, what is this? It's a sick cat. We gotta go pick it up. We gotta take it down to the animal control, and it's humane services there. Everybody says we gotta wait around probably an hour and a half before the vet shows up. And he says, man, this ain't starting night off right. So we walk out there. We get the address, and he shines up on the street, all the houses, and got the house, and we go up, and I'm just a kid in high school. Walk up with him, and he sees the cat, and he calls it over. Says, "What's she doing with the duck?" He goes, "Kitty, kitty, 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 kitty," and takes his baton, kills it. I said, "Why'd you do that?" So I could tell her when we got here the cat was dead on arrival. We'll take it, we'll dispose of it, and it's done. I said, okay. So we knock on the door. The little old lady, sweet little old lady, comes to the door and says, "Oh, officer, I'm so glad you're here." Says, "The cat's in the kitchen. I had to put my other cat outside because I was fighting with it." I said, "Maybe I don't want to be a cop."
Is that a true story?
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
because the cop was my uncle I was riding with. I said I didn't want to be a cop.
Oh, look.
You're hosting now. It's Amanda's show now. What we got? Yeah, it's luxurious.
Chair did that.
Do you know the story behind that chair?
No.
So, my parents were middle class until I graduated, and then my dad started making good money. And this is like one of the things they bought, and they had it, for like 20
There
years.
you go, little
I can
legs.
reach it now.
Well, I always wanted this chair. And one day my mom asked me, she was like, "Max really likes that chair. I think we're going to give it to him." I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, "I like the chair too." And she's like, "Yeah, but you can buy your own chair. We're going to give it to Max." Hold on. I'm not done with you, Mom and Dad.
You better be nice
I'm
to
not
Miss
done with
Barbara.
y'all.
Y'all don't watch the podcast anyway, but you might you might someday. Here's another thing. My dad had this hunting knife that my grandpa gave him when he was a boy. Dad's got his initials engraved on the back of the sheath. Anyway, I was like, man, when my dad dies, that's one of the tokens, the things I want, Anyway, one day he comes out and he goes, hey, Theo, I want you to have this knife. I'm like, God damn. Like, what the fuck is the benefit of being your child? You're just giving all the shit, like, you just bypass.
It just skipped me.
You're just skipping me. And here I am trying to,
So, okay, I'm the host. Brad, where's the Durham road sign? Where'd you steal that from?
I did not steal that. Joey Dirks found that at, I don't know, like a flea market or
Oh,
something.
yeah?
Oh, good.
Yeah. He sent me a picture and he goes, do you want this? And I said, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I have one with my maiden name on it that someone stole out of Tawny Town for me.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
What's your, well,
Naples.
Nipples.
Naples?
Oh, Naples.
Is it over off,
I don't know. I had
I
a...
feel like maybe.
I
Don't know,
dated
the
a
sign's
guy that
gone.
was doing some work over there, and they had to take the
interesting
roadside
looking
down,
boot.
so he brought it home.
Huh?
It's an interesting looking boot.
Yeah, it's
One of the
an
only
alligator.
good things he did.
Yeah.
Alligator boot.
They got
It's got the eye. It's alligator skin.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Tasty.
even on the bottom, you can't see it. There's like an alligator picture on the bottom. And it's cleaned up. But it's like in a
Oh,
boat.
cool.
But yeah, so he's got the eye there and the teeth.
Oh,
that.
that's intense.
That's
Cool.
next level, Dave.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's like you got to get 20,000 coins to unlock that skin in a video game.
bet
Yeah.
The alligator boot.
Gator
It's your
skin
unique
boots.
style.
Here's my Amos Moses boots. That's what I call them.
Amos Moses.
It would have worked if it were gloves.
I might have. Who's your favorite band, Amanda?
My favorite band?
Just one?
I mean,
Top 5.
oh God, I don't know. I always liked Aerosmith growing up. They were one of my favorites.
Aerosmith.
Like I could listen to any of their shit. Eric Church is my favorite artist.
Really?
Yes, like I've seen him probably 5 times.
What is it about Church you like? So I'm not familiar with his music, so I don't know.
He just rocks. Like
Right.
he's fucking good.
He's country though, right?
He's country, but he's more of that southern rock.
Yeah.
Like he's less country than
Upchurch.
most. Not Upchurch. Eric Church.
Eric, okay.
Yes.
You ever listen to any Hank 3?
Not really.
You gotta
loved
put the-
Hank, like I was a huge Hank Jr. fan growing up. Like
Yeah.
my mom was gonna, when I was like 6, she was gonna take me to one of his concerts. He was playing in like Fort Smith, I think. And she ended up not taking me, and someone got stabbed at the concert. So she was
Oh,
like,
wow.
"Oh, I'm glad I didn't take you to that one." So.
There's a God after all.
But yeah, I mean, shit like that happened at his shows. He was rowdy as fuck, and I loved him.
There's a great line in one of Hank 3 songs. We're gonna put the cunt back in country. And was it country? I don't know the rest. That's all. That's all you need to know. That's fine.
That's a lot of Godzillas.
It's all most of them. You know, they redid those suits would only last for a movie or two. Oh, we're gonna put the cunt back in country and the dick back in Dixie. And a
He's
lot
got
of you
the-
folks out there doesn't mean shit to me. Yeah, that's the.
Have y'all seen The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia?
Fuck yeah, I have.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
I knew she was a yes. I've seen. I think I watched the first episode and I was like, nope.
The documentary's insane.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Like,
I
it's
know,
absolute-
I know
I've never
these
even
people.
heard of it. What's
I
it?
know
Oh
people
my
like
So they-
this.
it's- It's this
I live in my own
hillbilly
world.
white trash inbred high family from West Virginia.
Yes.
And Johnny Knoxville is the producer of this documentary.
That explains a lot.
Oh, Johnny
From
boy.
Jackass,
My
yeah.
goodness, man.
Yes. And so, like, the whole
What's
thing
he
is just
doing?
these
Have you seen him? He's like he's got a full head of gray hair.
I know.
Knoxville.
I'm just like
Yes.
confused that was up his alley. Like,
No,
Oh,
it is
they are.
because
It's because they are everything that
The-
he tries to be
Yes.
in real life.
In
Really?
real life.
They
Yes.
are
So he found
nuts.
his
like
his
in
muses.
this documentary.
Oh, that's cute.
In this documentary, this kid
Incest.
named Dirty shakes a pill bottle and he goes, "Boone County mating call." Like they're just, and this woman snorting pills right after she gives birth, still in the hospital. Like she's over there just.
And this is on film?
I'm in pain.
Yes, it's on YouTube. Wild and Wonderful Whites.
Well,
of
I
West
know the
Virginia.
show. I've watched an episode, and it was just so depraved. I can't do any more of this.
Yeah, you have to watch it.
No, I don't. I don't want to. No, that's
good.
negative energy.
It's like
That's
some
like-
But it's so
tiger.
funny.
It's like some Tiger King shit. It's so.
I love
it
Tiger
really is
King.
just
Just
Oh man!
When
should
I saw
we-
Tiger King, my whole life changed. Like, and then I worked at the Safari in Gentry, and that was not my fault.
Wait, you worked at the Gentry Safari?
I did the last summer it closed.
Are you serious, dude? That place was like growing up. Like that was the Arkansas Zoo, right?
I never
It was like
got
a
to
real
know.
treat
Yes,
to go
and
out
all
there.
the kids, like I was at Walker Elementary in 3rd grade, and we went, and then it was kindergarten, and our kindergarten teacher got bit by the bear that they were handing around.
Oh,
And
nice.
he threw such a big fit, and he was like the biggest dude in the school, and,
speaking
and I
of
was just
bear.
like, come on, dude, that's cool. You got bit by, well, I won't say that I got attacked by anything, because I, didn't. But there were moments where I was just like, okay, that's it? Like, that's being attacked by a monkey? Okay.
Yep.
I should have walked the line, but the welder was there, so
Yeah, you gotta be careful. What's
But
your
it's
story?
not their fault.
So
Yeah,
one
right.
of our neighbors caught a bear on his game cam.
How do you do that?
What? In Weddington Woods?
What, do you use
Yes.
a hook, a net, what?
Huh?
How do you catch it?
Well, like the video. He had a
Oh.
video of a bear in the
Thought he
woods
caught it
out
with-
there behind our house.
Thought he caught it with a net or something.
No, god damn it.
Well, since
All
that
right,
was-
so let me tell this story about Gentry Safari. So me and my Uncle Josh, who's 18 months older than me. It's weird. My grandma was still fucking. Anyway, so we go to Gentry Safari. I'm 16. He's 17. We take a bunch of beers, right? Shut the fuck up. Your family's got
I've
problems.
seen people
okay?
drunk driving. Sorry. There were fights at the
Listen,
safari
I've
for
got a
people who were
little
drunk.
brother.
I bet
who's-
she was still
like,
fucking though,
just
because she was
terrible.
a whore.
I've got a
Oh
little
my god!
There was a time I
Truth
thought I
tell.
would have to
Anyway,
get a hose.
so listen. Here's the goddamn story. So we're there, and they used to. It was a lot less, protective back
Right.
in the 90s as it is
Right.
now. And they just had this cage with a bunch of baby lions in it. And so me and Josh were like, dude, let's go check out these lions. So there's like 7 lion cubs in this thing, and they're big.
Right.
Like
Right.
they're big.
They're not babies.
And they're like, I was like, let's fucking, you can go in and pet them. Let's go in there and pet them. And so we go in there and we open the gate. And as soon as we open the gate, all of them just do this.
Oh god.
And I was like, that doesn't look good. And so,
keep going.
yeah. So we get into this pen and
That was your idea?
I mean,
That was your idea.
I was.
So that's why you didn't get the chair. That's why you didn't get the knife. Go ahead.
I was. He just eviscerated me and walked away. Like,
After
At
showing
least-
up late.
Mic drop.
Microphone if he could.
Really?
at least he could have fucked me first. I mean, that was fine. I need a dip of snuff now.
Make sure grandma's not in there.
See, this is how it was supposed to be. We got a little esoteric for a minute, but now we're having fun. We're talking about. I'm gonna finish this.
Anyway, tell us about the lions.
Yeah. So anyway, so we go in there. It's a couple of us, high school punks, and we go in there, and these fuckers just pounce, and they weren't playing. And this is summer, so we're wearing shorts. Anyway, now to be fair, they kind of came at us soft,
Right.
like they were playing.
Right. Which
Then
they
we-
probably were.
Well, they tell you that wild animals, like they have claws, so when they're playing with you, they still are wild. They don't, like, just as, they just do.
Well, think
They're
about
just
playing
different.
with a house cat. Those fuckers will eviscerate you.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
But-
I've got
but
so many
just listen.
scars.
Me too.
We made the decision to start what I call
Playing with
rough
them.
housing. So we're grabbing these lions
Mousy.
and like bowling with them and throwing them into their brothers, and
my-
like they're leaping at us and we're like catching
Show
them.
us the
And
scar.
I don't have any. They ruined my shoes. Like they would latch onto your laces. Anyway, we got these fuckers riled up. And finally, I told Josh, I was like, dude, I'm bleeding pretty bad. And he's like, yeah, so am I. I'm like, we need to get out of here. Like, this is ridiculous. I was like, we're probably got all kinds of fucking infections from this animal. And our shoes, my laces are shredded up. So we come out, and we get out of there alive. And we're like, man, that was wild. Like, that was kind of
So
stupid.
fun.
Anyway, and I'm not making this shit up. We turn around, and this little old lady on this little walker is coming toward the cage with this man who's about 60, who is her son. And she goes, oh, we can go in and see the lions.
Oh,
And I was like, ma'am, I wouldn't go in there right now. Those lions are pretty worked up. And this guy's like, don't tell my mother what to do. If she wants to see the lions, she can go in to see the lions,
You're
young
fucking
man.
right, buddy.
Sounds like a
Anyway,
tourist group.
my Uncle Josh is like, man, we were just in there. And he's like, he's like, look at our legs.
Right.
And the guy's like, oh, posh. You know, so he brings this lady in there, and as soon as they open the gate, these lions go. And I'm like, God damn it.
Stay and wait and watch.
No, we saved. We were heroes. We stood by and were like, this is going to get pounced. And not only did she get pounced, they took her straight to the ground.
Oh,
They were just
no.
like, boom! And she just goes down, and this guy's like, help us! And we're like, yeah, I know, we knew this was coming. So we like get in there and grab this lady out of this little fucking pen of lions. But that was like the biggest I told you so.
I had when I was little, we were, you know, when they let all the monkeys go crazy.
Yeah,
in the cages,
yeah.
and they used to keep your windows up.
French fries out
Right.
the
Keep them
window.
windows
Well,
up.
we were behind a couple, like an elderly couple, whose back, you know, the 3 black window and the middle one was open. I don't think they knew it. And the next thing we saw was like the monkeys jumping in the back and grabbing her hair. And she's going crazy. And I was like, I mean, as a kid, it's mortifying. I was like,
The monkeys are getting.
but they were grabbing her hair.
That hurts when they do that.
It does.
That's what I hear.
My mom had a.
They're
my dad
they're
bought my mom a spider monkey.
monkeys are
I have a friend
Let's
whose
hold
mom
on.
has a little
We
monkey.
need to hear this
monkeys
story
are
real quick.
homicidal.
They are.
Spider monkey?
Let's hear
Yeah,
this.
yeah, out in California.
They're not really
My
homicidal.
dad bought my mom a spider monkey, and I wasn't even in school yet.
intense.
I was asleep. Brings home the spider monkey, and I'm asleep.
Okay, first, how big is a spider monkey?
They're
Not that
little.
big. Yeah, they're about that big.
Yeah.
But you know, they're the ones you always see, like on Indiana Jones.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
what the
Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah, cute little fuckers. But,
The spider monkey.
but I woke up this thing yanking and pulling my hair out of my head.
Yeah,
Oh,
they do
they're
that.
so strong.
Yeah,
They're scary
They're-
strong.
and then once I wake up, it jumps up on the ledge of the door, laughing at me. I said, where the hell this comes from? I've never seen this before.
Monkeys, they're so.
Could you imagine waking up to your hair being
Right?
tucked and you
Oh
look
my
up and there's a little
They
monkey.
had a monkey. Yeah.
You're losing control
Every
of the
time.
show. I'm just saying.
I think I'm doing great.
Yeah, that's a fantastic
You don't have to do nothing,
story.
right?
His name was Sydney.
Just let him cook.
Well, so every morning here I'm gonna move my straw from my shoe.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put
okay.
my shoe on your.
I would have just
I
gotten.
mean,
another
you're
one.
gonna lose your area. Fucking, what's up with that?
Yeah, I can't find my fucking boots. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it at all.
How do you
What?
lose your fucking food?
Shut the. I said I don't want to talk about
The
it.
devil steals them.
Chosen family
So you
sister
can't
thing.
walk through
Oh
hell.
my gosh. Who loses their boots?
Fuck you too, man.
That's what you get for not inviting me to the bonfire.
Your big
lost your
sister
boot at the
walked
bonfire?
away.
You lost your boot at the bonfire?
Can she tell her fucking story?
Okay, so
Sorry.
during nighttime at the safari, since like this is such a great topic, I love it. I loved working there. It was
I bet
so
it was so
hard.
fun.
It was so fun, but I got the right training where it was like you stay on the line, and the minute you get off of it, you get attacked. You know, but every time,
Get attacked.
yes. So I used to clean the chimp barn, and I would open it up in the morning, and then all of a sudden everything would be so still and quiet, And then the only spider monkey, Louie, would start it off, and everyone would just start banging the empty tins and going crazy. And then what Larry would do is he would try to scare you to the Gibbons monkey, Ozzy, to grab you. He would go, so you back up.
And then the other
And the cage was right behind him. But then I loved,
so smart.
they're scary smart. And I loved Larry. Larry was the gorilla, and he knows sign language. To the point where I was like, I was cutting up apples, and I threw probably 5, and they hit the bars. You know, bing, ding. You'd think so. He just went like this. I still love you, like sportsmanship. I was throwing. He's like, she must be very embarrassed. I still love you. He was. Yeah.
Well, he probably.
Larry's,
Big, yeah.
they're smart.
Yeah.
And there was a time because I don't get close to the cages when they're next to it, but they get day old food. So the gorillas are capable enough to open up Harp's little plastic deli stuff. So they'll have the deli stuff like in the plastic stuff in their cages. Well, I was coming in one day to grab his water bowl and his, not his water bowl, but his fruit bowl and some of the trash. And he came swooping down, and I'm like, okay, I'll see you in a little bit. You know, because you're just like, you're about to go up, and he's like, whew, and I'm like, Larry, I love you, but I cannot be here. And then I came back, and he was just like, he looked at me, grabbed his tin, threw it, started grabbing all the trash, throwing it far away from the cage. He knew exactly. He was like, I know you're scared of me now, but I love you.
Isn't that crazy? The intelligence.
It was like George of the Jungle, you know, that gorilla where he reads the paper with every morning, that me power washing everything. I just felt like we were all having coffee and reading the paper together in the morning.
Well, what I find really fascinating is
amazing.
we get up to like Cro-Magnon or whatever it is, and then we go Homo sapien. Like we just
Homo
jump.
erectus. But anyway,
I don't need to know about what's going on in your pants, Dave. But anyway, I think that at some
I'll
point
get that. Anyway,
there was some species here that
Elevated.
injected their DNA into the beings that were here.
sick bastards.
So,
I've not heard this theory before.
well, no, it's in Mesopotamian.
Pop-
It's Sumerian.
Assyrian.
The Sumerian text.
Assyrian.
Did they have needles back then?
Well, the Sumerian texts talk about beings from off this world, from another planet.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing now again.
Yes.
We're about to
We're
evolve because the
trying
aliens came.
I don't know if it has anything to do with aliens. I think Elon Musk just wants to go to Mars.
That's
I mean,
good.
what a lofty goal.
Have y'all seen his child in the Oval Office?
Is Elon
He
not
wiped
half
boogers
alien?
Yeah, that was.
on Trump's
no, he's from
desk,
South
and he was like, you shouldn't be president. I was like, I love this kid. He should be running the world.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like, that kid has more spunk and audacity than any of you, including Elon.
Elon Musk from South
I'm
Africa.
pretty sure Elon's half alien. How else
all-
would he be
it's
so
all-
Sorry,
smart?
I'm not
some
saying I'm not a
brilliant-
Trump supporter or any kind of
We're
non
not getting
supporter.
political.
I'm not in
You have-
politics. I'm just saying that kid knows what he's talking about.
But Elon's
think-
got like 19 kids. He believes in spreading seed, man.
He does.
And
He's got the
honestly,
mustard
the older
seeds.
I get,
Well,
like
and they're all
Elon Johnny
male.
Appleseed Musk.
I'm not talking
What his
about this
nickname is.
topic.
well, I'm just saying, like, it just seems fair, like, for a guy like Elon Musk to spread his seed out there, man, because he's fucking talented. You know
Right.
what I
Well,
mean?
and his kids are showing themselves as being fierce and talented.
Yeah.
And world leaders.
So it
Well,
makes
he
you want to
only
question
picks the
marriage,
best
or
right? Like,
younger.
and even if you are married, can't the man just go spread some seed around?
Well, and
Well,
I
that's
think
not even how he was.
you don't want me around anyway.
I also think
My
he's bored.
husband, but every other
You
guy.
know? Geniuses like him get bored,
Sorry.
and they got to create
yeah,
and keep
he's
going.
got-
And
all of his kids are male, right?
Well, that's why my great
I've never heard that. Is that true? I don't know.
Uh,
Hey, hold on. Let's talk to Grok.
So that's
Elon could have his own cult.
Hold
So
on.
His
We're,
own
that's
family
why
cult.
my great.
Yeah,
we're
very
gonna talk
quickly.
to Grok.
That's why my grape's dying on the
girl.
vine.
Is it? Okay.
Somebody had said,
Well, that's what I
That
wasn't
makes
sure.
sense.
Like, so that's what I was wondering. So.
yeah.
Voice mode. Where's the mic? Okay. Hey, Grok, how many kids does Elon Musk have?
we're really on this topic. I've actually wanted to know the answer to this question.
Damn it.
I think it's 11. Wait, can we guesstimate?
If
Does
it's
anybody
anything
else
like
want to
that,
throw?
Alexa, it's just gonna shut down.
Sounds like you're trying to rally some guesses. I can throw in a guesstimate if you want. Give me a hint on what we're guessing about, and I'll roll with it. Anybody else jumping in?
How many kids does Elon Musk have?
Elon Musk has at least 14 children with 4 different women, based on what's publicly known. Some sources suggest the number could be higher, but 14 is the confirmed count. Want me to break down who they are or anything else about it?
Yes. Who are the women? Who are the mothers? And what's going on with these kids?
All right, let's dive into the details on Elon Musk's family situation. He's got at least 14 kids with 4 women, and there's a lot of drama and complexity here, so I'll keep it clear and concise. First, the women and mothers. Elon's first wife was Justine Wilson, a Canadian author. They had 6 kids together, but their first son, Nevada, tragically died of SIDS at 10 weeks. Their other 5 are twins Griffin and Xavier X. Xavier later transitioned and goes by Vivian Jenna Wilson and triplets, Kai, Saxon, and Damien. This was back in the early 2000s, and their marriage ended in 2008. Next up is Grimes, the musician. She and Elon have 3 kids, a son named XA at 12,
Grimes.
born in 2000.
I really dated a rapper.
Oh no.
Okay,
I pressed something. I'm
no
sorry.
worries, I got you. Let's clear it up. You want the rundown on the women who are the mothers of Elon Musk's kids, but you mentioned not Grimes, so let me focus on the others and finish the picture. Skipping Grimes.
Hold
You
on.
can't talk to him while he's talking.
Yeah.
My
Hold on.
brother has,
Let's go around the horn.
Ask if he has any daughters.
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
That's what we need to know.
I'm not used to these fucking.
What is
How do
Maybe
you go
he's just
back?
not good
It's
at
upside
knocking
down.
the nuts
anyway.
off of
My
him.
brother has
They
8
say
kids
they're
by 9
genetically
different women,
selected.
That's impressive.
or no, it's 11 different women.
9 kids
You're
for,
saying
by
that
11
all
different
of his
women.
children are
My brother was
genetically
never good at
selected.
math. I don't know how he's done that.
All right. What are
He's
we
worse than I
asking?
am.
Does he have any daughters?
I'm here to help with any questions you have.
Hey, could you dial up that southern accent for me? Are you broke?
He says,
Which southern accent?
Oh, goodness.
Talking about Elon Musk.
Man,
yeah, you want
technology,
the
dude.
South African accent?
It's like,
Southern South Africa.
man,
Just Google it.
I am.
Grog's taking too long.
no, this grok sucks, dude. It's embarrassing me on my own show.
So no, the only daughter he has is Vivian, the transgender.
Wait. So that is the son? No.
Yes.
Yeah, all of his kids were genetically selected.
Wait, what?
That's the rumor.
Well, he's,
What do you mean? Like, look at this shit. It's froze.
He doesn't knock the nuts off of him.
you know,
Yeah.
technology and
Maybe Elon
Is that
Musk
for real?
only has male sperm.
technology acts weird around me.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I go places and people complain about their technology acting weird. And
Or
they're
plate in your head.
Do you think? Yeah. Is it like?
no, I feel like it's some kind of like spiritual resonation.
Okay,
of-
so you believe in like spiritual healing and stuff?
yeah, I am a healer, and it's
Okay, tell me about that.
hard. It's
So because
it's
you get
being in
energy.
the right place at the right time. I've healed people from overdoses. I just end up at the right place at the right time, and I can heal them because I give them one thing. That's medicine, and that's the truth. You know, whenever we isolate away from a meth head, and which was happening at a bar, that I did missionary work out. You know, people didn't. They're like, Dana goes to this bar, and everyone's scary there. It's the scariest bar in town. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not.
That's where you
But
find the people that need help.
yeah, no, well, and the people that are so tight knit that this really wasn't scary. They just
Right.
didn't want you all around.
Step outside real quick.
But I've had I guess there was the only example I can think of is this. You know, I'm sitting at the bar. Everyone's like, oh, you know, so and so's out there. He's on meth, and I'm hearing it from the adults, y'all's age, my age, younger than me, and I'm just like, is anyone gonna go out there and tell him how everyone is talking about him in here? Okay, fine, I will. So I went out there and I sat next to him and I said, hey, look, I love you as a person, but right now, like, everyone and myself included can tell you're on methamphetamine, and we're all a bit scared. And I just want you to know that you are very loved, but that is the reason why no one is approaching you at this time. And then I said, go home, and all the money that you're about to put on meth, go buy marijuana. And every time you crave that meth, you hit the marijuana. 5 years later, I saw him walking at Walmart with his little brother with groceries, completely sober. And I, because when you heal somebody in the universe, they'll always come back to you where they're progressed.
You believe that?
It's happened. I've ODs, heroin, meth, alcoholics.
So you've had this happen repeatedly, like demonstratedly
diseases.
successful.
Yeah. What I believe really truly heals anyone is getting a dose of reality and truth, but also what I call cleansing. I'm a spiritual healer that helps people cleanse. So I tell people, I'm like, get the marijuana if you're on an addiction, because it curbs the cravings,
Right.
which is why you're addicted in the first place. And then I say you need water and smoothies in the morning to flush your system. And then what I do is I end up feeding people. I teach people how to make like super simple baked cabbage. And I had someone's mother come up to me and said, "You saved my daughter's life." And I don't know how she's eating broccoli at 19 and 20. I've never seen her eat vegetables. So those are the results I get. And that was a local sergeant's daughter as well. So like, if that's not coming to conclusion of like the people I'm kind of getting sent to, and I don't want to say their names or whatever and what's going on, but I've saved
like
some
there's
really
like
important people's kids.
Right.
That, and I have to admit, like, politically, you got a high profile politically, your dad's sergeant, sheriff, whatever. Those are the kids that don't
usually,
get that attention. No
yes.
offense, but their dads are at war every day. So I feel like God, or whatever divine universe puts us together and connects us. I come into people when they're about to die, or just
at their lowest.
You believe this is a chosen thing for you?
yeah, because it happens all the time, no matter where I go.
Really?
It's exhausting,
So
but
you're a
at the
spiritual
end, because I don't
energy.
get paid.
Exhausting.
Yes.
And that's
But
why.
hey,
but that's fine.
That means it's
I don't
genuine.
mind. Yes, but that's.
I mean, if you're getting money
well,
for
what
it,
would you do if you saw someone sitting in the corner crying? You just gonna sit there? No. So I think God. But
I'm destined to be broke. I can't.
I'm
I can't
destined.
sell myself. Like I just feel it's wrong. Like
Well.
I have that thing. It's like
I tried once, and it's not. No, it is.
it's hard for people
I like.
to sell themselves. That's why you need
Not like I really
management.
sold myself, but I was like taking modeling pictures online. Like, who wants to marry me? Like,
You think I could pull that off?
I felt so guilty. I was like, what am I doing? I'm auctioning myself up like a cattle online. I need to, well, as in the country, you're like, what do you do? It's like, put yourself on a dating app.
Put yourself on a fucking cowboy
Basically
hat.
selling myself to some random stranger in
Brad,
Bentonville.
doesn't Caitlin do photographs?
She does.
But I'm not selling
I think
them.
that we could tell
They don't
Nicole,
even pay.
We need to do a photo shoot with Brad.
I can do a photo shoot with you. Let me.
You want to do some shit?
Not like that.
No, I mean like. What did you think that meant? Why is the white trash laughing? Because it's taking something out of
Shit's
context.
funny.
Yeah.
I've had one beer,
Sorry,
which
we're
is
having
enough
a
for
good
me.
time.
I'm a lightweight, so
Legitimate.
don't look at me
I
anymore.
was being
Like,
legitimate. I love.
I'm already gone.
You know what Durhamfest? Are you going to Durhamfest? You
What's
want to do?
Durhamfest?
Yeah,
It's my
wanna go to
festival.
Prince? We go to Prince.
Here?
No, not anymore. We did it here once, and that was enough.
You created your own festival?
Yes, we didn't like the bullshit system in Fayetteville and all the crap. I mean,
Touche.
Hell, I'm
2012
outside-
was the last year
I'm
we
outside the
played.
city limits.
Anyway, we moved out here in 2014, and I always said we got to do a festival out here. And one year, my son said, in 2023, he goes, "Do it this year." I said, "Why?" He goes, "Because you're never gonna do it if you don't do it now."
This kid called him on his shit.
He did, and then I tried to call him on his. I was like, "All right, motherfucker, I'm gonna text all the guys right now and see
I'll
see
show
what they
you."
say." So I did. I sent a group text. I showed him. I said, "Here,
And
send."
it was Walt, wasn't it?
It was Walt.
Yeah.
Anyway, within 5 minutes, all three of them said yes. I was like, "Fuck,
You bastards!
we got to do a goddamn festival out here now," and we did it, and it kicked ass.
I want to go. Where is it now?
We're doing it now out at Mill Creek, the Razorback Riders Club, and it's open to the public. Before it's been at our houses, so we've been like very selective
When?
of who we invite. June 7th, Saturday, June 7th.
Well, when I'm there, I'll keep my peripherals out for the predators.
See, you could have had it at my place. I'm outside city
So
limits. Just get a
weird.
good brush hog and have it on that hill.
You got the electric capabilities?
Probably not.
That's,
I got it from
Shut down wedding
We got
woods.
woods on a hill like this is what we've got out there in Weddington Woods. Shit. We got about 2 acres that do this.
Isn't there like land behind the gas station?
No,
No.
No, that's all other
No.
people's.
Oh dang.
very.
there is somebody
Christian
living
people.
in that little camper, though.
Not anymore. He's living in his sister's house. Don't get me started.
Well, yeah.
Who's the old? My friend used to take care of the old lady that lived in the trailer behind the store.
Oh, she's so her daughters moved in,
Okay.
Hold on.
but
let's-
she's old,
Yeah.
and bless her heart, I don't know. They've pretty much just left her out there to fend for herself. Yep,
All right. How many incest stories do you know from people?
too many.
I know one.
0.
from last weekend.
Because I do this.
Was
Who
your
told
brother
you?
in town?
No, brother wouldn't tell him.
Someone
But he does
just
get
poked
around.
in,
Yeah,
poked out.
somebody poked their head.
My family's probably home.
Alvin came in.
Hey, Jude.
Don't let me down.
Yep.
Take
What
Sad
were you
songs
saying? Came in, and he had one pup left.
Calvin?
Have you seen
Al-
Across the
Alvin.
Universe?
Oh yeah.
Oh, love that movie.
And Alvin
I
comes
saw
in
it 6
and he
times
says,
in
"Hey,"
years because
he
I was in
says,
love with
"Ooh,
the actor
"It's the only
Jim
one I got
Sturgis.
left.
I was
you
in
know,
love.
I got kind of attached to it. I think I'm gonna keep her."
Captivating.
He says,
Yeah.
"But I'm gonna have to get her fixed because
That's a
there ain't
great
gonna be no
movie.
inbreeding on my in my house."
One of my top faves.
And I says,
For sure.
"Well, Alvin, that's just a white person thing. Don't worry about it." He said, "You said that. I didn't. I know I'm white. I said it."
Wait,
No, I
incest
didn't-
stories down there?
Yeah, I can't put them on here, but yeah.
Just
Oh,
just
yeah.
give us what
man,
relation.
I've got the
Just give us the
stories.
We are
relations.
gonna have
Is it
fire
like
in my
uncle
house
and-
we're gonna fucking talk.
Just give us.
Can I join?
Yeah.
Because I got stories too.
I've got
Fucking you.
No names.
about the people
No names. No
around
names.
you.
And I need to
I
talk
know
about
so much about
Yeah, you
your
need to talk about
neighbors that I don't
Storytelling.
want to know.
Go ahead and start telling stories.
No.
I call
Not
it counter
today.
the
Not
confession
Not
stand.
today.
This is the good one.
This is a
It's a
fun
conversation
day.
about
All
it.
my
Sorry,
stories
people
are
come and confess their
sad,
sins to me.
terrorizing.
Just
Well,
give me the
listen,
relationship.
or
Is it
traumatizing.
dad, daughter,
Yeah,
uncle,
we don't want to
nephew?
do that.
Dad,
It's a
daughter,
good-
dad,
yeah, it's a good
grandma.
Let's neglect them today as they
Cousins,
neglect
yeah.
me.
day. Yeah.
Cousins
Yeah.
is kind of hot,
Or
though, right?
no.
Sounds like that.
Dad, daughter, dad, daughter, dad.
I'm still
granddaughter.
I don't
hungry,
think
by the
cousins
way.
is
You can
incest.
drop
Just-
off whatever you
It
find.
is
that-
when you're first cousins.
Okay.
Cheers.
Because
I'm
you're
saying me personally. I think
I mean, I've got
Your
a
babies
Dave
will still
taking
come
the
out.
hard
I've got a
work, you
friend
could
whose sister
deformed.
married
Really?
her first
Oh,
cousin
yeah.
Like,
for
really,
a
I'm just
second.
looking
But the
I'm like,
royals
Dave's
did it
not
for
taking the hard
fucking
work. Dave's
generations.
enjoys
Yes.
So did Americans, y'all.
I know.
In the
Yes.
Civil War times,
And they
got
were
married to
all
their cousins
absolutely-
so they could keep the
Oh,
bloodlines
company is not
pure.
Dave.
And they were all
versus the
they
whole
were all absolutely nuts.
Dave's the
Their
whole
health
regiment.
was horrible.
Put in
They
the- I don't
looked
need 300, I need one.
They look ridiculous.
They did.
That shit catches up with you.
I'm going to
It
dress up
does.
one day.
It's a-
All right, hold
Where
on.
did it come from?
We've been we got two conversations going on. What was your statement about incest? You were gonna.
Oh, I don't know any because I go like this. I don't like listening about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you had something to say.
I've only heard that
Let me think. If I know anything, it's just
She's
a
not good
topic
enough
that
for
I'm
her
not
own
like.
family, she's not good enough for anyone else.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, I didn't hear that. That
Huh?
went. I didn't hear that.
I've heard that.
Nobody fucks like brother, not even dad.
I think.
Yo, you made me uncomfortable. That's hard to do.
I think incest is just one of those topics I'm not like super interested in.
Right.
We're trying.
It really is, but
Sadly,
We just have to make jokes
The
out of
twisted-
it.
I do make
Right,
jokes.
right. We have to take the darkness and bring it to
Right.
light.
Yeah, you have to.
Old
you
Bart
have-
come down the other day,
But I don't have any stories.
Yep.
and Bart says to me, he
Literally.
says, "I hear you're dating a big old fat one, big old black fat woman." And I says, "Bart, I'm dating 3 of them." And he says, well, which one's the biggest? I says, ask the first one, which is the mister to the sister of the same mother, and she'll tell you which one it is.
Oh,
And he goes, you're just crazy.
Just figuring that out.
I think that's that's what people leave with when they meet Dave. Okay, in the end, he's just crazy.
I'm not all there, no.
It's not even like there's a weird brilliance there, but he's fucking nuts.
That's what the doctor said when I was born. Nuts, it's a boy.
Dave can
Do
start.
not snort.
Dave can tell you a story, and you'll be like, like dead into it, and then
Yeah.
he'll throw a freaking curveball, and you're like, "Wait, is this
that
true?"
Every time.
Every time, like you're just like, okay, it really could be real,
Right. Is it
but also,
two truths and a lie?
this isn't your grandma, is it?
I'm not a dipping man, but I wouldn't buy a taste. But,
Hey, dude,
okay.
I'll let you taste my
No.
grandma for $20. I'll even sprinkle a little grandpa in there for $5.
It sounds like you're up in the price on me.
Yeah,
Hey, there's a limited supply, folks. Once it's gone, it's gone. They're
it's going
buying
on wholesale next week.
I'm gonna get one of those wacky waving inflatable water throwing tube men.
They're going to come out
Special
with,
sale.
Oh, it's just a shame we haven't gotten a man on
they're
camera.
going to come out with
Oh,
Copenhagen
just a
grandma
shame.
before long.
Go angry. Well, whenever you were telling me your story, all I could picture was Joe Dirt's skull sitting in his rearview mirror, like with the ashes in it.
Oh my
Well, because
god.
you said you had him in a dip can.
I
And
did?
that's what Joe Dirt keeps his...
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorites.
My dad was cremated. I'm wondering if, he liked barbecue. Maybe sprinkle his ashes in with some of the other ashes. And
Put it in the marinade.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone.
right.
And they'll
And then
get
just say-
essence of Dave's dad when they eat their meal.
Yeah.
Do you think the body,
Have a
the
little
physical
piece of
body, has any relevance, or do you think it's all like
Dad would have to say
once you-
something.
like,
Physically,
our
spiritually?
bodies? Well, no, like our bodies, they're just
Do they have relevance?
containers, right?
They're
Yes.
vessels. Yeah.
They're vessels. Like once we
Yeah,
die,
I'm a
Once we
Spirit-
die, our energy
I
But
leaves.
guess-
can I make babies and food from this body? That's how
as a
important.
woman, yeah, that's
But the
awesome.
spiritual vessel of it all.
But
Yeah,
it's
but you can provide babies. I can't do that to myself.
true. We both have
You
our
know?
powers, but what I'm saying is,
Right.
when
Got
the
powers.
body dies, there's no value to it other than going back to the earth. It was just a vessel.
Exactly.
But that's the point.
There shouldn't be any ceremony.
But there is
of
a
it.
value
For
to it.
scavengers.
Okay, well, that's what I'm. Okay.
Because regardless if you're spiritual or not, that body is still gone. And that value of the pain, like the more pain you feel that someone is gone, that's how valuable their body truly was on this planet. And before we lose people, we don't even understand the value of them sometimes. You know what I
See,
mean?
now why you made me sit over here, you asshole.
Beer winch.
Does that make sense? So
Why
like
you got it in the beer drawer?
So like today,
So-
so I could be sitting at home today and think my body's very invaluable because no one's around me. But if I died tomorrow, there would be 20 people I haven't talked to in 10 years that would be mortified that my body's gone. That's the value of the vessel.
Right.
Is
That makes sense.
emotional attachment.
Yeah, right.
Well, you're talking about
Because if nobody
sentimentality.
cared about
But
my
it
body,
still
I'd be
really
in the
isn't
middle of
your
a forest and no
body
one would
that they're
care.
Missing. It's you.
You, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But you
Right.
are not.
But you are
son of a-
gone
Well,
Right.
so
with the body
Right.
unless
I
you start
mean-
coming back pressing buttons and people notice.
Oh, it's
And you're like, oh
picture-
shoot, grandma.
Like that picture I
she's
showed
pissed.
you after my mom's funeral.
yes.
Me and my brother and sister out in the parking lot. My mom got cremated. We put her in, and they wheeled her away. And somebody took a picture of the four of us. And everybody gave mom a rose. I gave my mom a yellow rose. And it's my favorite color, but also because mom, yellow is like the sunshine. It's warmth. And
Yes.
I was telling her in her casket, said, Mom, if everybody thinks you're dead and you're not. I said, you're here looking, seeing who showed up,
Yep.
who's at your last
Yeah.
party,
That energy's
says-
still there.
and you're over my shoulder looking at me. And out in that parking lot, they took a picture, and it actually shows her above my,
Wow.
yeah.
I just got the fucking chills today.
I know.
Hey, you seen the picture?
I
I
have.
want to see the picture.
Where's the picture?
When my grandma died, I didn't go to the funeral because I don't like my family very much, and I just
I don't
wanted
go to
my
funerals
and I
either.
wanted my own spiritual mind moment with my grandma.
I-
But when they came
I got
home, they were
resi-
like, "Vonnie was there," and I was like, "What do you mean?" And they were like, "I guess somebody had said something, and then someone like fainted, and they were like, it was like my grandmother." I don't know if it was the priest or someone else, but something happened where somebody like fainted, but they had said something, and everyone was like, and then
Well, don't
So,
they
I don't
say that
know.
whenever you die, you
weird.
lose like point something, and they say that like pounds or ounces or whatever.
Oh, like the
And they,
body.
yeah, and they say it's your energy leaving your body.
yeah,
Well,
I
has
believe
anybody
it.
here had an out of body experience?
Yeah.
yeah.
Really?
I've had those moments where you get traumatized and you're outside watching.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I had a moment. We were back when we were playing in my band Silver, like in high school, late high school, probably senior year. We got into Duster, and all right, I get it. Laugh it
At
up.
least you were a teenager doing Duster, not a grown.
I know it's not-
Hey, you know, I got 30 more years to do some stupid shit. So
One time I was doing Duster, I was watching MTV Spring Break. It's just a bunch of half-naked chicks dancing around with a bunch of black rappers. And I had the volume muted, and I was listening to Tool. And I did this,
Listening to a tool.
and I did this big rip. And I had this owl on the top of this cabinet with these ruby eyes. And right as I took this rip, Maynard's voice just goes, "Yeah!" And lasers came out of the fucking eyes of that owl and interacted with me. And I'm just sitting there gripping the fucking pillows going, Jesus Christ, this is godhood. And like, I was like, Duster is the key, man. Yeah. Well, then we had a buddy die on us. And we were like, fuck, what do we do? Are we gonna call the police? What are we gonna? And then he wakes up and he was like, "You motherfuckers! I heard all your talk. I was rising up in the sky, and y'all were like discussing whether or not to save me." And I was like, "What? You heard all that? Like you were out cold? Like who were slapping him?
Whoa.
Like somebody put his dick in his mouth?" Jokes. We didn't really.
I'll show you
Anyway.
the original picture.
Like months down the road, we're over in somebody's dorm room, and I took this massive rip. I was just like, I'm gonna go as far as I can. Just anyway, I just go black, and all of a sudden I just see myself. I'm looking down, and I'm rising, and I have no emotion, no anything, and it's the same conversation, different group of guys. What do we do? Do we call like the ambulance? Are we gonna get in trouble for this? You know? And I'm like just rising, listening to them, and I didn't have any emotion or anything, but I heard every word they said, and they're slapping me, they're like pouring water on me and shit, and all of a sudden you just bam, boom, you just wake up. And I repeated the entire conversation back to them. They're like, there's no way you could have heard that. It was wild.
Yeah, that's
I
why.
can't
I'd be
explain that,
stunned.
but that's why I believe in like the spirituality,
See,
the
I
energy.
astral project.
Well, I've
Ooh, that's a whole nother thing. The CIA's involved in that shit.
Well,
I've
I
had
do
moments where I
Wait.
call people.
Wait,
Oh,
Hold on, you can do astral projection?
Not on purpose, and I have nightmares. So
I
I
get
astral
that.
project into a nightmare.
I've done it
Like,
once, and
it's
it was
like-
wait,
scary.
what is astral projection?
So it's where
They
you
basically
out
wake
of
up into
body.
someone's
So
body.
I was asleep, and
You pop.
I'm awake. You know, like I'm asleep.
Well, that's
but
quantum
I-
leaping. Never
I
mind.
wake up, I'm up, and I see my house, and I'm like going through my
Lots of
house,
words.
and it's my house, but it's not my house. It's like this dark. You open up the doors, and rooms are just black, hollow, and whatnot.
Upside down.
Yeah, basically, I can still to this day remember hearing like the bathroom door squeaking, and me going in there like the air just turned on. But I came back and laid back down, and into my body. I came back, and my daughter, who was 2 at the time, she literally climbs on top of me and says, "Leave my mom alone," and falls right back asleep.
Yeah. I've had animals
Yep.
react to weird things.
Yeah,
Smart,
I have
intuitive
a cat
kid.
that prefers to sleep on my shoulder at night, and she helps stave off the nightmares.
Yeah.
See, I have night terrors, but I've never found anything that gets rid of them.
So binaural beats.
Binaural beats, yes. Reiki, you know Reiki? You know what Reiki is?
Mm-mm.
Do you know what Reiki is?
I've heard, but
So it's like the energy healing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Has it
Okay.
been-
Yes.
But it
yes.
costs so much, right? Well, it's free online, anything Reiki. And you can like accept the energy healing just like binaural beats. I play Reiki at night, and there's one for toxic people, and I've played it, like, and the comments have said like people got like quit work, and then people left the room that were toxic. But when my dad, he gets he wants to mess with me sometimes outside and just around my house. So when I know that, I start playing it, and he goes inside immediately, like every time, and I'm just like, this is magic.
So like the binaural beats are
Those
different
binaural
tones
beats are awesome.
and frequencies.
Yes.
And you listen to them, and they're supposed to be able to help you reach like a higher
that picture?
consciousness.
What the fuck are we?
I'm sorry to
talking about
interrupt,
right
but
now?
you just
I don't
like,
even
I
know
was
what's
like,
going
yes.
No,
on.
that's the
I
picture.
love
Speaking another
binaural
language.
beats.
That's the picture of
I woke up
at
like,
my mom's funeral.
kicking
I'll
and
show you my
fucking
mom
screaming,
over me.
like legs and arms just
That was
fucking-
reimposed by
And then
Yes.
this
Wait.
guy that my sister knows.
I don't remember what I was dreaming about.
See, unfortunately, I remember.
So
Like
That
that's
takes-
my issue. Brennan has had to pull Ava away from me in the middle of the night because I do.
I
keep
told mom,
screaming
you're probably looking right over my
fire.
shoulder right now.
No,
She
that's what
was.
you
There
should
she
look
is.
at Brandy going, babe, 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 babe.
This
Like,
is your mother?
Yeah.
waking me up because
Yeah.
I'm
It's not over the rest of them.
And then I'm startled
So-
awake, and then
Yeah.
I'm freaked out.
Yes.
Yeah, binaural beats.
Explain that.
It's wild, dude.
I can't explain that.
Text me that. Those words. Those
Bitch
words.
I know- I don't
her
have.
last
Oh,
fucking-
And he looks
Facebook.
like
You
a.
got my
Facebook.
yeah.
Bitch lost her throne.
I'm about to have to.
Oh wait, that's my chair.
Not anymore,
Oh.
bitch. You got up.
Oh, are we switching now?
Oh,
You
I
lost
was going to
control
the
of that
bathroom.
podcast
Oh, okay.
real fast.
Yeah. See, that was when I was in the hospital.
No,
Remember?
no. Take the
And it
first chair.
shows
Oh,
She's
that
getting
coming
up.
down where I was bleeding, and when
Yeah.
it got down my stomach
That's the place of
that
power.
day,
in
and
the
I went to
right
the hospital
hand.
that night.
Yeah.
Same thing. It
We
actually
might
showed
need
that.
to,
Power.
you and I might need to do
That was
like
wild.
we might need to co-host.
oh yeah,
Would you co-host some episodes with me?
yeah.
We just get some people in here and fucking grill them, man.
Okay.
Good cop, bad cop, but we'll switch it up.
Okay. Am I going to be the bad cop?
No, we'll switch it up. Like you'll be bad cop.
Yeah, you say I gotta go.
Okay.
You leave the room for a minute. You come back with donuts and coffee. You gotta watch.
Fucking Dave.
You gotta watch. That's what they do. That's what they do on them
Amanda
cop
wrangled
shows.
herself on the anniversary episode and the 100th
I
episode.
didn't wrangle
How do you do
anything.
this?
I'm just a cool motherfucker. That's why.
Yeah.
And
Dear God.
I don't have to ask my husband for permission.
Oh. Troll. What's going on? You alright?
A troll literally spoke the word out of him. I was like, what is going on? And you said troll. I was like, okay.
It is a troll.
Yeah.
You
I get
experienced
those.
trolling online?
In different forms. So like, yes and no. Mainly in life in general is human forms, trolls. You know, you're trying to get someplace and then somebody's like, I'm gonna stalk you. I get stalked very often. Even Dave's caught a few.
I would have stopped it.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm a 34-year-old woman in a body that looks like she's 16, so they think like, oh, let's go get her. Yeah, bitch, let's go right now. I'll tell everybody. I know exactly
Well,
what
how
to do.
are these people find? Like, what? Are you for real? Like,
Yeah,
this happens to you?
all time,
Is this your little job?
all time. People do not talk to me because of it.
What is it?
Oh, I get stalked a lot. Like a lot, yeah. And then I have people lure me places. Well, I think they think I'm young, stupid, and dumb. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, but sometimes I've been like, okay, I'm gonna go and see how far this is gonna go, and see what it is. And I've been like in small human trafficking rings with my not like
Wait,
fully,
what?
but my friends from high school will human traffic hot Bettys and do the drugs and provide all the drugs, and then when you get drunk, they will take you. And they tried to kidnap one of my friends on Dixon Street while she was drunk. And
Why do you go down there?
I don't anymore. But you don't know. I mean, it's just like people like you and me.
Yeah.
And people you grow up with, and you don't that you expect, okay, I'm gonna smoke a blunt and have a good time.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know it was laced. It's like that, and then they do whatever they want. But I mean, to the point where I escaped with my friend, and this guy called someone that already knew that didn't like me, was gonna have my ass kicked for taking away his rape victim on Dixon Street. And I was just like, okay, don't give a fuck, we're leaving. Goodbye. And reported it to police. They've done nothing, of course, as usual.
There used to be a sex offender that lived in Weddington Woods.
It's crazy.
Was it?
Oh, there is one now.
Well, yes, but this was.
I have
back-
one
he used
at
to
my
be a cop,
house.
Okay, and he was fired from it for an 8-year-old. Like, this is all public knowledge.
8?
8. He bullied, or he, what do they say? Not bullied.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to bring up that touchy subject. God.
Groomed her.
Yeah, kind
Groomed.
of, and made her afraid to tell anybody.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Been
what they
there,
do.
done that.
His for like 3 years.
But can we at
so-
least... Sorry, go.
It's
finish.
weird how it
So he
happens for
lived
years on
out
end.
in this cul-de-sac, and we have another
good at it.
customer who's my age, but she's like 4'11" and 98 pounds. She's got 2 kids. She didn't know that our neighbor was a sex offender. So after he moved away, she had somebody keep coming back on her property. Like, just, he would, I guess, so they put up cameras.
Surveil
He
it.
was coming on the property and watching her after her husband would leave for work.
Oh
Predators
my
always come
God.
back. They always come back. Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I want the love of my life to come back. Yeah, right. Huh? But the guy that violated me from high school, hey girl, you looking good.
Yeah.
Always. The predators always come back. And I want people to remember that because they always come back.
Yep.
Your ex-boyfriends who hurt you, ex-girlfriends, whatever. Every single person that's ever preyed on you will continue to see if that they can get away with that again.
See, this is a weird experience for me because, like, I just don't know any dudes who've done shit
Oh,
like
no,
this.
if
So,
you-
like,
Good
I
for
grow
you.
up, I'm
That's
like toxic.
lucky.
I'm like
If you
the most
have a
toxic
friend,
male
if you
ever.
have a friend that was ever a peeping tom,
Someone's here.
he's most
my
likely
family.
he's most likely
live
a
here.
sex
I said
offender.
I
of
heard
some
hello.
sort. Like peeping toms are like the start of the.
But I've
psychology.
never
Yes.
had any friends who've
Yeah.
done this
Or
or
porn.
aware
You
of
probably
it.
Right.
just don't know.
But you probably just don't know.
Well,
They're very good at.
If y'all shut the fuck up and let me finish your goddamn sentence.
Sorry,
I'll
sir.
tell you, like, I'm naive to it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and they don't
Like,
want you to know because you're
oblivious.
not like them. Like that's the
Yeah.
whole thing. Is
But
like,
I hear
They're
all this shit
chameleons.
talk on
Predator
men and
isn't
stuff about
gonna-
being pieces of shit all the time. And I'm like,
It's
bro,
not all men.
Ew.
There are
But they're
very
guys
And it's
that-
not-
but
and
toxic
it's women,
males
too.
Yes.
Have given all men a bad
And young
name.
children can
They-
be
And
involved
the
in stuff like
media has
that.
fucking, like, just
Listen,
Yeah,
we
they wanna
need
make-
to bring
they wanna
back.
make you soy
We
boys.
need to bring back masculinity.
we do.
Yes, we do. Because
Yes.
I literally for 4 years have picked up tasks that grown men are like, ha ha ha. And I'm like, you're watching me starve while you get my paycheck, bitch. Fine, watch me. And that's
mean,
the
you know-
masculinity is more women have more
Well,
masculinity
Shauna
these
put
days.
it this way, and Shauna
It's
and
unfortunate
I
balance.
view life very differently.
Mm-hmm.
But she said the phrase, masculinity with responsibility, which is, yeah, that's fine, absolutely.
Right.
I agree to that, 100%.
Taking the responsibility.
Like, you don't, yeah, men are more powerful, they can overpower women. I've never, like, I don't know.
That's why I
anyone-
only compete in women's sports unless I intend to win. Okay. I really thought I'd get my ass kicked over that one.
Thanks, Dave. It was getting heavy. We needed a
Yeah,
little
we
levity
really
right
needed
there.
that.
Fantastic.
Man,
We
this
got another
damn
sport.
horn over here.
But I'm just.
Jesus.
I was
Holy
snorted too.
man.
But I guess my point is
I snort too,
I get
but
offended
not-
as like a I
Not
consider
with
myself a
rare.
toxic
Me and
male
my dad
by
have the same
2025
laugh.
standards, but
That's cool.
they've made me almost
But
embrace it.
you're not a toxic male
I'm just a
in
fellow snorter
how
and
you
I enjoy it.
interact
Everyone's
with
like,
people
"Oh, you
on a
snort out."
personal
Right.
level.
When it's
You are
truly
more of
Yeah, it's when I'm trying to catch my
not the
breath.
you're not toxic with it. You're
just masculine
you
and open about it.
you're like
Right, but there's
Fucking-
nothing wrong with it. And
No,
but
not
I
at
get
all.
A lot of, I get a lot of fucking hate for you're reckless with your kids and you know,
You're a-
are.
You're a country
Tell 'em to
man.
worry about
Everyone in the
themselves.
country
Yeah.
gets
Oh, I
told
know.
that.
worry about yourself.
Oh, I know. I don't
Like-
let it bother me. But if you're on social media, you do have to have some.
Yeah, you gotta have thick skin. dude.
Yeah. post shit,
Absolutely.
especially if your
Especially
kids
if you're
are.
gonna post shit because people are gonna every fucking idiot out there is gonna have an
Oh
opinion
yeah,
on what you're
I've
fucking
had
doing.
people tell
and
me I'm a terrible parent and
Yeah,
this and that. And I'm like, my kid just fixed the fucking ramp to the
Right.
shed by himself without
you have
any
another kid who
supervision. Like,
Teaches robotics,
they're
don't
doing
you, or
fine.
something like that?
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
like the public eye, but yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just saying like
Yeah.
I don't. He doesn't like. the
He's
camera.
not the one that's all over the internet.
That's why they don't like you, because you're
Theo the
you're
Wild
afraid your
Man
kids are
is.
going to compete with Elon Musk, and it's going to be this big thing, and
You
they're all
never
going to
know.
be they're all going to be. Yeah.
There's just a few key things as a
When
parent I
Elon
want to
Musk
convey.
ruins the world, Theo's gonna run it, so it'll be just fine.
I do think he's going to save us.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
But the one
This
thing
is
as
my
a
favorite
parent,
book in the world.
which book?
Farmer's
The
Almanac.
Farmer's
Farmer's
Almanac.
Almanac. I want my kids to be better than me.
Right.
That's the only
Absolutely.
goal.
Yep.
Yes.
And I know there's a lot of parents who are competitive with their kids, and
No.
I saw a lot of that growing up. It's
And there's
I-
some
I
guy-
I had this many sacks in my senior year, and you got to get so many sacks.
And there's some guys like me that figure, that if you don't have kids, your kids won't have kids either, and that is actually true. I've come to that conclusion by myself,
I'm sure you thought long and hard about it.
very long and hard about
Nancy, Brad,
it. In fact, I'm
did you fill it back up?
No, but I'm getting replenishment now. I work in supply chain. I should have thought this out.
She took logistics. It's the same thing. It ain't the same thing, is it?
What
Pretty
is it?
close. Logistics and supply
Logistics is in the supply chain
chain. Yeah,
for
but
sure.
I mean, it should be on top. Logistics and then supply chain down, because you got to have supply chain, but you have to.
Who needs a beer?
I still have one over here unopened.
She said the lady.
Yeah,
You
she-
can put one for the lady.
Yes, she got one.
Oh
Oh,
no,
fuck.
Brad!
God
Oh
damn
my gosh!
Fuck.
What did you do?
it! All right.
Oh my! I'll never forgive you for this.
I don't
Almost like
expect-
not inviting
I
me
did
to the
not expect
bonfire.
Forgiveness.
If the horn's upside down, does that mean I'm upside down too?
That means you're gay, Dave.
Fuck, that's my parents' worst fear.
I know it was.
Wow.
Dad always said it would be happy.
Nope.
This is
Hey,
already-
Dave, you don't get to be
The
a part
horns
anymore.
aren't in the way
You
anymore.
don't get to be a part of the show.
this is already a disaster. I mean, like,
Please
Are
don't.
you okay on that stool?
That's all I'm wondering.
Look at
Like,
his face.
Dave, make sure you don't fall.
you don't get up here, bitch. Well, people are making you laugh. Quit talking shit
This is so
or shut up.
I couldn't even reach that.
You can't reach anything.
Here, let me do it.
I'm not even gonna attempt to.
Okay.
Sorry,
Oh
Brian.
God, please. I just don't know what's happening right now. Just need to find my beer. That's the most important thing
This is a terrible
to me.
setup.
I never claimed
Tell
to
him, Dana.
be.
Unstable.
I never claimed to be a
So are
professional.
we.
Amanda, you know this.
That works.
Hey!
Hey, actually, the horn, that's better.
That is a little better.
Yeah,
That's actually better.
that is better.
Look, I can lean over and then not look like I'm trying to suck on the horn.
That's what everybody worries about you.
I look like a right now.
Dave, you're in charge.
Dave's in charge. charge.
Okay, I'm gonna sit in my chair. So I look like
Is that my
rhinoceros
beer?
now.
Yes, that's
Yes.
your beer.
Yes.
This is the best day I've had in a really long time.
Oh,
I'm
good.
glad. I'm glad.
Like I did not expect you to be here or you, and I was like it's gonna be me and two dudes.
Oh no.
You know, and I
Yes.
wasn't bad. I'm not. We all love the dudes, so like
Yes.
I don't mind. But to have
Thank you.
two more ladies here,
Yeah.
I'm so.
You think you had it bad? How many did you say is gonna be here?
Oh, there was 2 more that were supposed to be here, and they were
Who's the
gonna
other
make
one?
Jennifer and Gabby,
Who's Jennifer?
our cook.
Okay,
haven't
I know
met
what you're talking
her.
about.
Oh gosh,
She's
a
not there all the time.
fantastic cook. Oh,
You're
she's
making
I've
me
always
hungry.
heard wonderful things about which. Because Dave was the cook before, right?
Yes.
Got a couple of cooks before.
So, but
That's where I got my start.
This can't touch the floor.
But
Yeah.
no, I don't think I've met her.
Oh, she's a peach, really.
So
Yeah.
okay,
She lives locally also.
she lives out by me somewhere because her kid rides the bus with my kid.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
because Aspen has said something about one of the kids' moms works at the store. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, wait a minute, which kid?
Yeah, she's a fantastic cook. But she got stuck doing something in Springdale and wasn't able to make it. So. Yeah. Well, now that you've come out here, we got to quit talking.
No,
Are you talking about? Oh,
she
here it
thinks
is.
that
It was
she
here
has-
the whole time.
She has everybody in it now.
I get separation anxiety over this
You're
koozie
good.
bag.
You got everybody
Do
in it.
you?
Oh my god! Like you know how
It's like he
like,
needs
I'm
a
a very
tripod
sentimental
top.
person. I've
and a
never
hot
been
glue
shy
gun.
about this.
Yeah.
Very sentimental. And, like, if I couldn't find my dog when I was little, I would just have these panic attacks. And,
But
like,
sometimes I
this
use a
koozie-
tripod with my phone.
Is your
Yeah.
Well, it was like I
use
don't know.
rubber
It was a
bands
weird moment for me.
and, like-
still.
Oh, I never noticed
Oh,
the
no,
fuck you
there's
on the
like-
back.
I got one of those
Yeah,
things. you
I have
hold
a
up.
more
Whole thing.
unstable
So still
route
shows up.
than he
I haven't seen
does.
Still in 20 years.
That's why I
right?
was like, this is
he
loud
shows
as
up to
my
do a
ear.
podcast. I think he's like episode 3 or 4. He's one of the first guests, and he had these made already. He brought out like
That's
a bunch
awesome.
of these, and he was like, "You're gonna need some of these." And it was just one of the most cool things anybody's
Right.
ever done. And I was-
Yeah.
And this was the one he handed me. It's falling apart, but I'm like, if I don't know where this thing is, I go into pain. It's like Gollum when he
Do
misses
you
his
have
ring.
extras
Oh,
that you can
goodness.
replace
No,
it
this
with
is the
when
no.
It's
Your
the
you
precious.
didn't save them?
He's got
No, we
others.
gave them all away to guests.
Oh.
All the first guests all got
See?
them all.
You need to get it recontinued.
Right?
Second series.
It doesn't
second
replace
edition.
this one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
This is-
that's
once
the
this-
sentimental one.
So now I'm like, do I keep using it until it falls apart?
What you
Yeah.
should do is
Or
you
do
should get
you-
another
you
one that
save
might,
it?
and then paste it and sew it to the other one to keep it structurally sound.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
I'm really good at restoring.
Or you could switch to a skinny can beer and then you get a new.
Dude,
If
one
you
of
need
you
help,
ladies,
let me know.
man, Taylor tried to steal my snuff, man.
We thought your grandma
I thought that was
in there.
Grandma.
No, Grandma's in the little pod up there under the globe. Well, there's so
Hi,
Grandma.
Grandma.
Grandma's in the far
Ah.
left. My aunt's in the far right, excuse me, my grandpa's in the far right boot, and then the one in the middle's got all of them mixed.
Okay.
Oh, see, I've got little bitty
So you keep her away
little
from
bitty
Garth Brooks.
jars of all my dead
Keep her away
people.
from Garth Brooks.
Dude, what do y'all think of Garth Brooks? Let's start right here with Amanda. What do you?
I mean, 90s Garth was the shit.
He was the shit,
He
man.
was the shit.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
But he's kind
we
of.
went and saw him when he came to town, like, but supposedly there's like, he's bad now, right?
What do you
Isn't
mean
there
by-
like dead bodies? What's the thing about
Wait, what?
Garth?
Oh,
Tell us
that's
where the
just
bodies are.
that's literally just a
Don't believe everything.
Yeah?
no.
The
That's
song.
I will tell
I've
you a
got
story.
friends
In
in
crawl
crawl
spaces.
spaces.
Yeah.
Have you heard Dave play this song in the store?
Wait,
Crawl spaces.
I
Yeah.
know that song. Did he really? Is there dead bodies?
I don't
No,
know.
no, there is no dead bodies. It's just it was like
We
a
are
Reddit
not
thing.
defaming Garth Brooks on this podcast.
No,
We're looking it up on
I-
Google.
I did so. My original guitar player for Durham,
Garth
George
Brooks
Melby,
crimes.
His
We'll
dad
see if there are
owns
any.
all the
There
Jeep
you go.
dealerships up in the Tulsa area.
Uh
got a
oh.
plane.
Uh oh.
Oh,
Oh, Garth.
Hold on, hold it. I want to tell a story, then we'll go to that. So
Oh,
his dad knew I wanted to fly, so we were recording some stuff up there with Greg, and we get up Saturday morning. His dad's like, "You want to go flying?" I was like, "Yes, sir." So we get up in the air, and he's like, "You can go see Garth Brooks' house?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" So the houses, from the height we were at, I don't know how many feet we were up.
Right.
I don't fucking know. But the houses look like milk cartons. And then you see Garth Brooks' house, and it looked like a cinder block. It was that big. It had a red roof, and it was in the center of like 400 acres. It was all fenced in. It was wild.
Right.
And then he was like, "Do you want to fly the plane?" And I was like, I hadn't been in a Cessna since I was a kid, and then you didn't think you were really flying it. And you thought it was like a trick thing. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it out." And he's like, so he tells me to take the controls, and so I do this little thing, and the plane just goes, I'm like, fuck! What is going on? I thought this was a trick.
No, dumbass!
I'm flying this goddamn thing. I was like, I'm done. I'm never doing that shit again. No.
My dad done that to me in his he had a 1984 whiskey. He had a Beechcraft, low wing, single engine. Yep, I was in high school.
There's
Or
an
junior
airport
high.
right by our house, right?
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, yeah. Who owns that?
We don't know. I don't know. Right? It's his property butts right up to it.
To what?
The
Her
airport.
address is 93362 Privet Drive.
That's right. How did you stalker?
Did you hear this story about?
Just tell everybody.
I've only ever.
I was like, oh my
No,
god.
this is for real. I've only ever edited 2 podcasts. Every podcast, and this is episode 98. I've only edited 2 of them. One was the N word, which I just wasn't gonna play.
Yeah,
with.
knickers that you shouldn't say.
And and the other one was Larry Darling giving explicit directions to my house.
Oh my god!
And it wasn't intentional, but he was trying to bring gravel up here, and he turned up the wrong road. And he tells the name of the road, and he goes, "Then I backed up, and then I went to the next road." And I just during the podcast, I'm listening. I was like, "Man, if anybody knows where that is, like,
You know where I
that
live."
just told him how to get to my house."
And you have children, so you're like,
Right.
Well,
yeah.
no, that's why the lady who said the N word was not a vouched for person, and it was a learning experience.
Oh.
Somebody was coming on the pod, and they're like, "Well, I don't want to go along."
I know.
Yeah.
I know exactly which one that was.
Quit your
Yes,
fucking-
it's the one. It's the
Stop
one.
here.
It
Stop
has
here.
to be.
Anyway,
Okay, we're done. Yep.
and it was not used maliciously, but I was just like, I'm not gonna. Put that
Yeah,
out
you
there.
can't play around with that.
No.
I wasn't gonna play around with it. I got kids.
So you only edit to censor.
Yeah. It would
no, not to censor.
Protection.
Or
Just
just to
censoring.
Well,
Protect your.
I mean, if you're going off
Right.
the purest form, directions to my house, I don't think is censoring.
yeah.
Well, censoring is just like literally blacking out something.
Well,
Or does it mean something else to you?
Well, no, you're saying censoring,
It's a
like
defense.
So just
controlling the
cropping.
narrative as a bad thing.
Oh, I mean it as like covering up information.
Like cropping.
Well,
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, I don't believe in censorship, but I believe in
Right.
like not giving my home address out to strangers.
Right.
It's to
Right.
everybody.
Right. So if
Yeah.
somebody says that on the podcast, like gives.
I think of censorship like when they go beep. For
Like
I,
over a
well,
cuss
well, I
word.
thought you
I
meant
mean, in the
like
most
the heavy
simplest
way where I'm
form.
trying to suppress voices.
right.
No.
Which
No,
I'm
no, I didn't
Oh,
mean
no,
that
you're
way.
like that, Brad.
You know, if I didn't know you were not here to suppress voices, I would not be here. I really needed
No,
that
I don't want to
today.
suppress voices. I just don't want my home address or the
Yeah.
N-word used on my podcast because
I mean,
it's
they're
my
just-
brand, right? Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna have that. But also, I guess I'll just say this: if you're gonna tell a group of people you can't use a word,
They're
but
gonna
you use it liberally, that's not cool. Like, why don't we all stop using it?
You just
The
invent a
more
new
you
word
know.
I mean, the more you know.
Yeah.
or something.
I use curse words as weapons.
How so?
Swords,
You're a
darts. I know I
like
can
that.
get to them in the
But
gut
don't you
and the
feel like
heart.
cursing is just kind of meaningless nowadays?
Yes, but they're meaner.
They're meaner.
Right?
And it's not like, hey,
If
oh,
someone
hey,
calls
thank you for
you're
the
a
insult. It's
duty
like,
head, does that insult you?
let's go.
No.
Do you know
You're
what
a
it's like to
shithead.
mess with a woman? All we have is our words. Sometimes.
Listen, I tell
Unless you
people,
provoke us
all you
enough,
have.
and then
as
we have
somebody
our
with
bodies.
5 brothers, I can't beat them physically, but mentally.
Yes!
All right, guys.
Mental mind bombs are
and I
so
shouldn't- I
real.
shouldn't even use the term guys. Folks who are listening to this episode, this is where they're getting ready to get into man hating, and me and Dave are just gonna shut up and listen. All right. So y'all just hate on men for a little bit. Let's go. Let's do it.
Why would we hate on men? We love
I-
men.
What are you talking
Let's
about?
Men
go.
and
you know, I
women.
felt like y'all were getting into some man hating.
Some
I was
particulars.
just gonna
That
give you
wasn't
time.
I was just telling Taylor she's a fucking liar when she says she can't whoop a man if she's got 5 brothers.
Oh, I could.
Is there a cat?
Yeah.
There's a kitty.
All right.
Is this just stuck
That's
in
You know, this
they're
is
getting
the
out.
only reason I would ever want to go
Can we
live
have
with
our
a show like this is just to be like, all right, who will pledge $50 for me and Taylor to fight?
Listen, I have 5 brothers.
I'd throw it to you. I'd let you win. And she's like, you wouldn't have to, bitch. And then I'm like, now I'm not going to let you win.
Yeah, I've got. My brothers used to practice WWE moves on me.
Ah.
Do this sometimes.
See, I was the target for Narnia, and I was the evil white witch. And my brother and my cousin
You
were
would make a
Narnians.
great white witch.
You really would.
And we would run around the forest like it was Narnia, and I would come up and they would either scream and run or charge at me. And I never knew what was going on. I was 6 years old, and the White Witch was my
Oh, no.
Have you ever done acting?
yes,
You seem like it.
yeah.
You like,
Thanks.
you like the theater? No, it's not a
Yeah.
No, I just no. That's a
Don't
real
like it.
thank you. That's a real thank you. No, I'm seriously. That's prideful. Thank you.
No, it's a.
I'm very theatrical, and when it comes to
Yes.
taking out my demons and predators, they are terrified of me
Yeah.
because I'm very theatrically inclined.
See, we should have done 2 cameras. You gotta get faces.
I love drama. I mean, I
This
don't
is-
love
Yeah,
like
this
when it's really
camera
petty and like
angle
it
is
hurts
great.
people.
It's the most
But if somebody is
unprofessional.
gonna say something,
It's like, I'm
they can
so
either say it like
embarrassed.
this or they could say it like
I
that,
could not
and I'm
really
just
right.
like,
It's kind of like, fuck you.
This
Let
is
it-
your
let
third
everyone just go.
podcast. It's gonna get better.
I'd rather my jaw drop in
third.
life than be like bored,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not stirring up chaos. I think, you know,
Yeah.
but sometimes you need chaos just to have some
Survive.
peace.
Just,
To survive.
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, I like theater, but I don't. I'm no Broadway actor or actress.
What about witchcraft? What do you know about it?
Oh, do I know things? Do I know
Did
things?
y'all
She
hear
turned
the
me into a
question?
toad.
I did not.
You know about it?
See, I'm a good witch, so I have
What?
Predicted babies.
Hold on now.
births.
Let me kick my seat up.
You can go to Springdale, Arkansas, and ask a Hispanic family if their newborn baby was predicted the day of its birth. Yes, it was by me, and they were all like, I was just like, I felt it. So I think real witches feel things, but I think that's just women intuition on high. Witchy stuff. I will tell anybody who wants to do any kind of ritual magic, use God or the best intentions. If you're using dark magic, get the hell away from me. Don't even talk to me.
So there are.
You know what I mean? That's
there
like-
is a light and a dark magic.
Yeah,
Oh,
voodoo
yeah.
is very dark magic. Don't ever buy a Ouija board. That is dark magic. Even at the Crescent Hotel, they do not allow Ouija boards in the Crescent Hotel. And they were having a wedding, and the bachelor party had a Ouija board. Wouldn't come in the next day for the wedding. The whole group of boys, men. So yes. But I think of
Ouija
things like
board
I
is
think
legit.
think of it like this. You use rituals, right? Like sayings, poetry. So you know how people pray to God for what they want? Okay. It's just like that. Like, have you seen Practical Magic where she puts like the roses in for a love spell and it's really sweet and it goes into the full moon? That's the kind of like witchy magic I like. You know, it's very pure intention. It's like I'm manifesting something. I have an intention. So basically, anything that has to deal with witches or practicing that is like you have an intention. And you take elemental like herbs, flowers, dirt, crystals,
Well, that's
and
my
you
favorite.
put them places to bring in this intention to manifest, which is the magic. Good and bad can happen. So what I say is like, just like, you know, you can wish for darkness, you can wish for light. With the, I think that there's somebody way more witchy than me. That's probably like paganism all the way. Like, I know something way better, way more than you, and all this stuff. But I think at the very surface of it all, it's just based on intentions and how truly deep you want to feel within your spirit.
I dated 6 women in my life.
It's
and 3 of them
gooey,
were
it's
witches.
crafty, it's fun. But
Do what?
I said I dated
Yeah.
7 women in my life, and 3 of them were witches.
Can we address what Dave
how
said?
did you know?
Well, let's just do a hard stop real quick.
I was into crystals. That was my thing.
Hold on.
Crystals and gems.
In your life, you dated 7 women and 3
I
of
don't know if
them
he's
were
talking
witches.
about
Yeah, three were
rocks or
witches.
girls.
That's
Is that just switching the B and W?
That's a real man right there.
That's no, that's like last one ain't left because I broke her broom. Get rid of their transportation. They're shot.
Thank you.
God.
That's how you can tell if
No,
a woman
actually-
is a witch. She has 2 brooms. One of them is from
Sweeping.
Dollar General and Walmart, and the other one is very
Variety.
wooden
And it's
and
jiggy.
crafted to do things.
Bet she thought she fixed it. Thought she fixed it some JB Weld, and it just kept going in circles and circles around the trailer house, and finally hit a tree. And she's pissed and walking back 2 miles carrying a damn broken broom. It don't go good for you.
Yeah.
You know, people ask, how did you meet? Well, I'm out there just hiking through the woods, and she's out there building this gingerbread house. Hell.
I told you. You can be telling a story, and then all of a sudden it takes a freaking turn.
I didn't expect that. Did you hear me?
Oh my god.
It's because I can't catch my breath. I didn't even expect that one. Because I usually
Dave.
stop it. I try to
That's
stop
Dave.
him.
That's Dave. That's what he does.
Okay, I've probably got to go pick up my kids.
Yeah, we should end this madness.
I wish I had kids to pick up.
Me too. I don't.
You know what, Dave? It'll happen for us. You'll meet some woman, and I will meet some man, and then we will have a reunion of all of our children, and it will be a barbecue, and everyone's
Barbecue's
invited
good.
in 20 years.
Yeah.
In 20
Dave may not be around 5 years.
Dave, don't say things like that.
Yeah.